Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz-Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia nunan torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei.
And your name is very fascinating. How do you pronounce it? Say it again.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Like Kev in.
I think I got it. Kevin.
Kev in.
We will get it. Don't worry. Your name is very fascinating. How do you pronounce it? Say it again.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Like Kev in.
I think I got it. Kevin.
Kev in.
We will get it. Don't worry.
So when you come kokoda. So we na when you come so coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den emanye. So when you come kokoda. So we na when you come so coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den emanye. So when you come kokoda. So we na when you come so coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den
mwa pampanam zuzuza pampanam pampana na arise for Ghana, of patron of the land. Forward and seek your future. Development our goal. From victory unto victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democracy, Ghana, our splitting unity. From victory unto victory, the NDC shall lead, enable democracy, Ghana.
We are going to turn the whole country upside down, one by one.
Well, how will you do it?
Well, we will die and they will bury us. We are going to turn the whole country upside down, one by one.
Well, how will you do it?
Well, we will die and they will bury us.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for office? Bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for office?
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for
Mwa.
Isi amino kasei. Uni msana na dako Akufo Addo adaroma. Ye building train na fensuso. Seriously. Ye building train na fensuso. Train be fensuso deshe. Omo mo Europe, UK ni Holland ni ade omunim. Train fensuso ni ade enche kra. Msana na do de fensuso no. Bawumia so de ba fensuso na se. Di e kwa no.
Eurostar.
Eurostar, yes. Yeah.
From London to France.
Me no kase si ayo no. Aka ka no mo wie. Yes, a company so mo plane, train no. E bi o South Africa mo ye. Enche kra ba bedu. Ubeti. From Kumasi to Accra you use 1 hour 30 minutes. You can ubit ma tra Kumasi aye adwuma wa Accra. That is the plan. Yes, a contract ni no mo say manufacture trains ni e dey ba besi so no. Next year, ya Kumasi de me fira Accra ba. Ose oba.
Mwa.
All right, good evening and welcome to With Audio Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. It's exactly 4:10 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. It's definitely 9:10 in Ghana. Welcome to the most authoritative, most listened to platform on the planet right now. This is an anti-corruption platform. This is a political talk show. Tonight's show is going to be about Ghana politics. We are going to focus on what's happening in Ghana, what the government is doing. The taxpayer is very eager to know what the government of the day, the NDC government, is using their money for. They're also looking at policies. They are looking at reforms. The taxpayer is looking at the government putting things together to at least give them some economic liberation. And basically, that's why people go to the ballot to vote every single 4 years. My job here tonight as the host of this show is to break issues down for you to also understand what the government is doing, things that aren't going right. I'll have to basically speak on them, and also the positives of the government. I'll have to highlight on those things for you to also understand what's going on. The president today, John Dramani Mahama, signed. In fact, he repealed the COVID-19 levy that was introduced by the NPP, Nana Addo Akufo Addo, Mahamudu Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Kobne Japan, Brian Champon, NPP. Today, the president has done it again. He promised Ghanaians he was going to abolish some very important, useless taxes. They were important because they were useless, and we had to take care of them. The president said it was very important to deal with these taxes because they were nuisance taxes. Today, he has done it again. The promises he promised Ghanaians, he is fulfilling them gradually. And today, he actually repealed the COVID levy. We will discuss that later on. We will also discuss issues happening. OSP, two members of parliament, they have presented a bill for the OSP Act, to be repealed or to be withdrawn from parliament. That's another conversation we'll be having. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, today spoke on the OSP's work and what he believes should be done. The the Peace Council today paid a courtesy call on the president. That's when the president made that statement. We'll also be delving into the Bandai election, the rerun that's going to happen on the 30th of December. The Electoral Commission, they have officially released a statement stating that they are ready and prepared to conduct the rerun in Bandai. So this and many more, we will also be killing Jandam tonight. We will be clearing the system for Ghanaians to have a clear understanding of the issues. If you're here tonight, you need to call a brother, for a brother to call a sister, your mother and your uncles. That Kevin Taylor and Ghost team, we are live across the world. We are streaming live on TV. We are streaming live on radio. We are live on Facebook, also on YouTube, and also on other platforms. Tonight, you can watch this show live on Loud Silence TV, on Multi TV, Loud Silence TV, on Multi TV. Also streaming live on YouTube. Our official name on YouTube is Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV tonight on YouTube. We're also streaming live on Facebook. We have two very important platforms on Facebook tonight. We have Loud Silence TV, which is on Facebook, and also With Audio Respect page on Facebook. Loud Silence TV and With Audio Respect. We're also streaming live tonight on TikTok. On TikTok, our official TikTok name is Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. All these platforms are blazing. These are all official platforms. On radio, if you have an Android device, go to the Google Play Store. You can listen to this show live on Loud Silence Radio. We are not live on iOS or on Apple tonight, but on Google Play Store, we are streaming live tonight. I really appreciate you being here tonight. It's going to be a packed show. Revealing and also very educative. And you bring me amidi Kevin Akobedi Taylor me and amidi Jumadi we chiame mede bro we ase afa na nyina John Dramani Mahama aban mu nsem ene Ghana ho nsem entine nyumbre mete ha and the wuku anase and the Wednesday na nkedi se me ba NDC 364 amame green light and say and the member and that they will appear on Wednesday next week. Intina and Yumbre, we who hano. There are so many things I was saying, Yumbre, ye chechim, ye jum, Ghana for ehunu kreno. Now, and the President of the Republic, a year John Dramani Mahama, and then Nanado Danko Akufo Addo, a year or how Kessi or the better years so a friend COVID-11 no, or the Nsa Ashakratasi, a year free or crack, embabium. John Dramani Mahama and this for Ghana for Bob Bebre. A year taxes are Akufo Addo and the Bawumia de Baya, the Bepi Ghana for so in we see tax a year the 11 year the we in every and there you drew COVID so or then Sasha Kratasi, you drew her you be sa in common. In Sembibri at Aponos OSP home sem and swaba parliamentarians menu at the Assam Akoto Parliament say a year OSP office no yan trias yen yunguno nasabi yan pamu bian free na yan juni at the fofra you bet to me a year office na ye. President and the Peace Council Kosra President Mahama our Jubilee House Emma President Ekasa Efa who you drew her you bet you jum Amagana for Ehuno Kreno in Sembibri so aba afa pandai ehun insensem about 2 hours say court ashe high court ashe say yanko pandai ne yanko twaba na yanya den yensa enyi another and say a new parliamentary candidate no and the EC4 at the crata beto abontin say omo agipene say pandai no omo ready say on the 30th of December busumi ewumi omo me nyina yakọ na omo mo pandai a omo kwan so beto aba no omo beto aba MP foforo we ene nsem bebre ene abo no tofa ende nwumre omo a omo di bomichi doma from the ghost team no omo achichire dia so am say membra na membedwudwum na Ghana for ehu no kure no enwumre be taking slow kakra me minim eme ya nanso ye bedwudwum mo a mo hwe me every Ghana mo mpem asem onyankopon enhyira mo bebi kwa anka makọ wo so a wo hwe show a uni 200 views and 300 views no jai hwe anase jai na kokoda because Kevin Taylor maba so we yeshubo TV so see now it's on social media, it's on TV because I'm also on TV and I'm doing over 4 million eyeballs right now. Into men can say TV so we need TV so Facebook na say nyumre wo yeshow na nye over 300 views na say bi mem to so jai na koda o ha ho enya do bi etio o YouTube na we yeshow anadwi na say endru 3,000 4,000 5 6 7 8,000 jai obi antio o ha ho oh a year TikTok uye show and bro over 300 people watching your eyeballs jai oh how ho e be ye na yo kope baby tina na because bibia eye nkomona koduno Ghana for epenokre no maba no na maba eye NPP for Patricia Apieje Abrewa poso and obey press conference okase nyina na mma sibio wenyini ni minimu nyina achi sebio mami penyini a odi nkwara ni ma nkwara so no so abrewa poso odi nkwara nim ende esabe press conference a na ehu asama woka so woka nim ne chio yenim dementia kakra so afrem ama nsama keka na enhyeda nsisi so sa de bebo eye sa ne press conference no akyerew ama Ghana for ehu na sania mami penyini odi nkwara nim a sebio nkwara no edwodwo no ese sebio akwara bi otie kura se efre na adwoa ohubon odie we ene nsama yabɔ ne pɔ yabɔ ne tɔfa yabɛdwudwom anadwi ama Ghana for enyina ehu ne ekɔ so frɛ unia na unia so frɛ nia so Kevin Taylor and the Ghost Team, we are here pamamo ne fan start it
Look, the MPP of Darocha, Sakiskek, Victor Wusu, Kofi Buzia, Professor Edubuahe, Alajete, J.A. Akufo, those men of value, those men of integrity are not what we have today. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas.
All right, thank you very much for staying. Team, stay with me and the ebejwe. I minimum no enshada enye yesa but and the ebejwe still yejinim. Thank you very much for staying. You're live on Loud Silence TV, Loud Silence Radio, Loud Silence on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, and also Loud Silence on TV. On multi-TV, we are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. Inti, I was out here to say, Bibiano, Yehe, Jumadi, Efri, Eye, Ewiase, Afana, Bibia. Now, Adiana Ekoso, I have this year, and that. I was say, Michele Jandam. I was say, ye kujandam bi na ye ko yenim jumade na na start no time no day for Agege boys inti say womba ya e was so ya fast now ba make hello share 1 or 2 people near start jumade because it's been a while I said hello to people my main share say menya nipa ba ku mienu bi especially emano my main kan man kasa eye obi say Jemima, good evening for being here. Jemima ewo YouTube and you na me. Thank you very much, Jemima. Obisa Ajwa Manyo is also watching me tonight. Thank you very much, Ajwa. Azira is live here. Rihanna is watching me. Also Adia Yusuf is watching. Kevin Taylor and Ghost Team. Imanum Kwa. I can see Mariam Abbas Mahama live tonight. Thank you very much for being here. Also, Tata, I don't know where Oyobana Bema. Zainab is watching me this evening. Julia is live here. Also, Victoria is watching me this evening. Thank you very much for being here. Doris Esenam is live on Loud Silence TV tonight. Mihu Obi to say Laurentia, Faustina Asante Boating, beautiful name. Thank you very much for being here, Faustina. Emilia, Abio is watching me this evening. Emilia, Seda is watching me. Nashika is live on Loud Silence TV this evening. Thank you very much, Na, for being here. Also, Mihu Obi say Patricia, Charlotte is watching me. Rahina is live again. Jemima is watching me. Titu is live here. Imankwa, Empress Yasmin is live on Loud Silence TV this evening. Empress, you here tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. MFR1 is live here. Thank you very much, MFR, for being here this evening. Also, Mihu Obi to say, Gladys Asari watching me this evening. Good evening, Gladys, wherever you are. Also, Abiba Al Hassan is also live on Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Hajia854, you are live this evening. Thank you, Josephine. Saminia, I hope I got it right. Josephine is also live here. Mawina is live this evening. Also, Vida Nyame is smiling so hard. Vida, why are you smiling so hard? Thank you very much, Vida, for being here this evening. Empress is back again. Also, Emmanuel. Okay, my mission back. Gladys Asara is back again. Also, Deborah is watching me. Okay. Imanasa. Adiza Umar watching Kevin Taylor and the Ghost team this evening. Adiza, have a wonderful evening wherever you are. Thank you very much for tuning in. Also, Adia is back. Mbankwa Saida is watching me. Florence is live. Mawena is watching. Mbankwa anti ama members Bob Emabia Dino Homo. Fatih Ahmed is live here on Loud Talents TV. Mr. P, Mr. S, Mr. S, which one is this? Okay. Mr. S, is this current or is I know it's current, but you're talking about 2022? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. S. Also, Zuela is watching me this evening. Mbankwa Susan is live on Loud Talents TV this evening. Shida Bay is watching me. Shida, my friend Shida. Yeah. Also, I can see Nane Kia live. Saida Adamu Abubakar watching me this evening. Salam alaikum, Saida. Also, me who will be to say Louisa. Mbankwa mbema no moto dending. Also me who Jeanette na madam fu girl bi wo Achimota. Jeanette nisi ni Jeanette, such a wonderful lady. Tama na me wo presecno. She was a very good friend at Achimota. Jeanette, very wonderful lady. Good evening wherever you are. Also Matilda Nene is live on Loud Talents TV this evening. Also, Obi to say Nana Equia of Fabia Fianco. Solid, beautiful name, Nana Fabia. Good evening. Thank you for being here. Angie is live here. Also, Obi say Rhoda Bolly is watching me this evening. Good evening to Rhoda. Good evening to Veronica. Thank you. Mariam is watching me. My guitar is live here. Also, Mihu Obi to say Nikki is live this evening. Thank you very much. At least Maka, a lot of hello. Atre Imbabibre. The women are wonderful. When the women are happy, we are all happy. Inti Enyumbria and Bana Jatum, our Muniaji, Mr. Kevin. He said, Watoye, Chukagunu, yes, and Bani okay, am I okay? Oh, Beman, the only okay, our problem. Beman, okay, our problem. But Mbana, okay, dear. And I'm here, dear Consul. I said, Mbana, okay. Inti Ebitima, Jumano. Thank you very much, the ladies here. Now, there's this jandam going on. I just want to kill. And sometimes, short man, I'm doing a show. Stop that. Why would him come man? A friend, I can say, me show my man disturb me. Come on. Be show. Don't text me. Manko akraka. Me no any problem. Coman. Me bese me from mami o. Me bese me from sorry penyin no. Me musa Sunday why status be. I so gina sorry bon pa ye ni ade. I say wo de unska kra do twem wo de umpehwu asasi so wo so nyame akonya. Coman. I am who status Sunday me say wo post bibia wo gina sorry e preach to nyame nyom. Nam say abrantie. Wo che ska kra onje. Oye juma kwa na we tua ka onje because oya manyame oya contract kwa na so ka so unti obetuma be astrotef ama kakraka Olympic size we tua onka bibia because oye juma manyame come man sibia osum nyame de oye juma menjiska come man sibia osum nyame ya wodo nyame ewiase afafe de kwahin come man ewiase sika ye de kwahin ena wosum nyame wakumem na wosa ye juma jiska ujiska kwahin. Iti de bi aka chem se yensom nyame yendo nyame no ewiasa fefe de yefa ko bebia no uji sika na koto de yi ko man sika na wo ye ko we se wo ye dwuma wo koba no pa wasori a wo tika mu a wo ye uji sika de ayede wo de tonta de na otompo boa wo de ye den e ye wiasa fefe de enti kom papa kroma ye na ko ye astrotef cheme maka kire wo kom papa krom astro o se 4 billion na me 4 billion kom papa krom ko astrotef e wiasa sika wo de ye den e wiasa fefe de wo de ye den de bi ogina sori de mo bom paye se onyame mbefa wo se nyame nhira wo o nhira wo sika wo de ye den wasase material things ko man wo de material things ye den wo de ye den short man wo de material things ye den. All right, I'll come to your matter. All right, now there's some jandam intimate text bi o text me make kan ho asem me ma catch o text me bi make kan ho asem ko man. All right, now there's something going on. It's looking like Nipe bia o madwene say they want to find every means be able to say creating impression be say aban we editro aban we it can throw in opposition. John Mahama ne NDC no more adwumu poboni bi na omo opposition no in some omo kind no enye ne no mo ye ne nde. You see, we all have our opinions, and normally so obi onye dwuma bi ameye obi only opportunity to sit on radio or on TV speaking anyhow. Sometimes you let it pass. You cut them a slack because at the end of the day, obeka chiro ho say ebia nipa we die onya akwenya no enye de the research ehun ye. But the moment from say you are a journalist, you sit on radio, you sit on TV, you educate, you inform. Your priority or your hallmark should be say debiano asema obeka egum from emuno. It needs to come with some kind of the fact, and also the reasoning behind it should be so solid to the point obi show and as otiewa obon so wadwene mu do na sebio enye trimu po boni bi na ode kasem no. And basically this our job is based on you being truthful to yourself, because so when you're truthful to yourself and nipa na show no obehu say you nankasa no de wote wo ye no, you are basically deceiving yourself, thinking you are also deceiving the person. Remember, so when your opportunity to be sitting behind a microphone, to be on TV, to call yourself a journalist, it is upon you to make sure, say, anytime I have an opportunity to speak on national issues, and I've said it over and over, and it's a obia dojo Mahama abain, and it's a journalist be support abain with your no. When the NPP government, they were in power, I was one of those people who criticized the government a lot. And I made sure, say, may criticize it by now. I don't become speculative. I always made sure, say, may the facts no and I criticize the NPP. And it's a majority of Ghanaians ever seen there, they believe in my platform than any platform in Ghana. Actually, even the NPP themselves, when they meet behind the scenes, they tell each other that this guy, the work he's doing, we wish to say Benya Obia obey the same thing. Work benamiye. It is always making sure say me the no kreno air defeat atro. And open conformo they admire me a lot. Me juma me ya nyen this for the NPP. They admire me. They admire me because they know say if they may ye no say omunyo obi kran man to be 2% anka nipa beji omo di so omo ya no kwafo. Because everything about them, no, I have exposed them to the core. Inti, me Ghana, I know more NPP people admire me than the NDC. The reason is that for you to use truth to make sure say abain bi aba intimacy sinko for no, sa nipa na utumi tin to no oma maximum respect. So I have a lot of respect when it comes to the NPP. Oba omwanka se mu no omu shia behind the scenes no mudin koma. They respect me than a lot of the journalists they deal with in Ghana, because they know, say, with this guy, he's not going to mince words. With this guy, he's not going to come and just insinuate, speculate, and try to create an impression, say, Obi ye bibi obi abrenya no kre. Apart from they being out there and insulting me and all that, deep down, they know, say, as far as I am here, it's going to be tough for them to come to power. And they know it. And it is one thing I've told Ghana for say, yen to be support to NDC, yen to be support to John Mahama, but at least yen for no kreno and Ghana. See, no kreno ne beba power. We, the journalists, TV, so no, we need to be transparent and honest with the people. Now, I'm going to hear conversation between Obi and Omahine, and that is the diabolic things in go for we yen will radio so every day. Majority of Ghanaians losing hope our governance. Some of these journalists and a lot of the young people entrust abain. Right now, the confidence and the belief are Ghana for our abain. It is beginning to do what? It is beginning to build. But these people have decided to say abain MPP and now for no more to talk as my we are going to indirectly find means to make sure say abain way. So the papa cry, we will create the impression with the airtime we have, for Ghana for to think say something is not going right. Now they were having a conversation about a year what we call the presidential jet, and I say a year presidential jet and the parliament ajatum say Ghana Air Force enkoto. Remember, presidential jet biya ya tono Ghana biya no a Ghana Air Force dia. The Falcon na and the apparatus we are trying to avoid any calamity. Say President biya ntinemu enko no. It belongs to the armed forces of Ghana. In the sense, they are taught any presidential jet or Ghana. It does not belong to me, Kevin. And for all you know, John Mahama Kramp, one who has a jet in Emberton or office. So it means it does not belong to John Mahama. It does not belong to John Mahama Ire, and it does not belong to Boliban Boy 4. That jet, that Parliament of Ghana, representatives, it belongs to the Air Force of Ghana, which belongs to you and I. Ghanaians, they decided to plane. But let me go back to something. Bebo video we actually take your time and listen to these two people. Maybe I may address it, and then we need to understand. Ye go ye win ma sedodo. Nyoma ye na airtime. Ye ma manfo hu say radio ni TV ni eteso no ye fu. Ene sebio nyoma bia ye pe ahonya krono ni atro binti ni eto. Now it's not because of the people to educate. Let's go and listen to these two people. I'm taking it very quiet.
Sikana yeni bina yenhwe ne anya ade ye prekope na yetenatena ho atenatena to so ama neoma agi nsem wie mesre se ne dia kwaya de se dia ma yenyina o week because ya ye de beye bia ya kan de beka bia. Now if you don't come with adestre to ensure say ye behwe se Ghana ni bebia wa benya ma inti politicians yesre mo when you mount political platforms for campaigner and throw in that endorse. You always raise the appetite of the Ghanaian, only for us to arrive at a point where
and we've been talking about
principles
in our politics. Did anybody even think, say, under an NDC government, we would have a conversation around the purchase of a new presidential jet?
Debbie.
You understand? It never crossed anybody's mind because of positions we take on issues when we are in opposition. And that's why we say, if you don't get to that level, Rebecca say, okay,
your mind
because it's shocking, and we are talking of going to purchase a jet for $60 million.
And no crowd say yes, for so drawn into my presidential jet. We know where.
Yeah, Tama Air Force.
Nowhere has it been said that it's a presidential jet.
Well, that's all the jets are Tama president. You told him Air Force.
On my way. On my way.
I think we should all pick the right list because some voices are not loud last year and the women are quiet. You know, but the things that were happening last year now or more Casano, it's still happening.
So
we have to last year the Mudi atemo hono. This year's when we say some of these things and yes will be time will be, but we've been around for a while how these things play out. But when him say they say jet will use because no precedent and I said jet no. And said then you know your yes, but when him say call France the last time honorable Manebuama echo parliament before saying I'm beton Safrem.
Yeah.
Uzana or can't new man ye defect about the plane into a service. When is it about it's been around close to 1 month. But I'm paying to me first because you
no be as okay.
You can't. But we were told say it was in pristine condition. You cannot use it.
So
that's what we're saying. Say about Niomabia, let's be a bit more nationalistic. Yes, power. We'll do one or two things,
but we should be careful.
We should be careful.
See, say, enye bia wuni mo abajin say omo ti apetishi ba ase no omo kasa. These are the people you call seasoned journalists. Say uni mo dana uti abajin say omo ti apetishi ba bi no mabo no omo kasa. And I say we use words like these against such boys. The question here is, when Nana Addo Akufo Addo a president, no, now or started say oriented jet, no, did he inform us? So if Akufo Addo had come on national television, the defense minister had come on national television to inform Ghanaians to say, we came to meet this jet which was bought by Akufo. It is outmoded. The rate at which it's going back and forth. Every day we have to repair it. We believe that the President of the Republic, as we speak, Nana Akufo Addo, he needs to get a new jet. Do you think anybody would have fought the government? Do you think any reasonable Ghanaian would have stood up to fight Akufo Addo and the NPP government? But what happened? We had a government that was renting a jet with the taxpayers' money and refusing to tell us why they are spending that amount of money. So if even Poyenim se plane no, it was faulty, they were repairing it. It is up to the government of the day to be transparent. To tell the people, say, you know what? We have a jet that is outmoded. The president cannot be using this. So at this point, we are going to rent a jet. But what happened was, we, the citizenry, are near taxes. Akufo Addo was spending 18,000 euros every hour to rent a jet. Through our representatives in parliament, we questioned the government that, is the president spending this amount of money on a rented jet without our knowing? What was the answer they gave us? No, sometimes, mama yenim say yanu tiamo, I say mwe Jimmy. What was the response from Nitiwo when we asked as our representatives in parliament to say, is it true that the president's safety, he is hiding and renting a jet every single hour for $18,000? Now you say, can Nitiwo, kwasi ampenyi we begin parliament catch say, Ghanaians, this is an emergency. Our president cannot use this flight, this jet. We want to buy a new one. And right now that we don't have a new one, we are going to rent a jet for the president to use. Do you think anybody would have fought? Those who were going to scream would have screamed. But the safety of the president then was going to be paramount to every single Ghanaian. And no amount of argument against that would have held or had stand. But when these people came to parliament, it took an opposition member of parliament to uncover that crime. I say it's a crime because if it wasn't a crime, these people who were in parliament or in government, they would have been open about it. It took an opposition. And when I hear Obi saying we should be principled, are you stupid? Law school now, not just saying. When we talk about being principled, it's being over transparent. What was the principle in those things they did? So principle now open. Any lies now must say politicians opposition and this opposition. What made Ghanaians angry? What made Ghanaians angry was that we were asking for answers. And the answers we got was that, yes, we cannot know, we are not allowed to know how much the president is spending. We were even told at the point that the president needed a plane or radio so. Adna de biamo pese ya nutiamo jiminti. E die mpa na MPP for cars om to toma mo a om de call law school. Still am bra be jane. Can't you people reason beyond this? You call yourself journalists and you go all the way to talk about the position we take on issues. The reason why the NDC in opposition took that position in opposition was because the government wasn't being transparent. The government, the president was renting a jet every 60 minutes. 18,000 euros. Our jet, he did not tell us the condition of the jet. We asked for it. He did not give us answers. The defense minister who came to parliament insulted every single person. What has this got to do with politicians taking a position? The reason why the NDC then, said they don't agree is because the government was failing to tell us how much they were spending every single 60 minutes on this dwarf. Calculate the amount of money Nana Addo Akufo Addo used in renting a jet every single 60 minutes. Never to $60 million. We will never see Sika Akufo Addo kwasi ampe yine say no. Jimmy kakra. Just do your maths. Go back. You people should go back and say, okay, Akufo Addo renting jet 18,000 euros an hour. So renting jet is 3 months, 4 months. And you're saying even in a week, calculate 18,000 by 1 week every hour. Ne calculate. In the end, a government is in power and tells you, say, We are not going to go rent any jet privately. The president is not going to send the defense minister to parliament to lie to anybody. The president said, our plane is not in good condition and that we need to buy a new one. What is the big deal? What has the government done when they try to? Who has lied about anything? I don't know what Jimmy say. I don't know who you are trying to please here. Apply the common sense. People are watching you. Nobody took a stand in opposition and has taken a different stand today. The reason why we were all angry and the opposition was making noise was because the government was spending 18,000 euros every 60 minutes. And the government failed. Even when the defense minister was brought to parliament to tell us, he told us the president needs to bath in the plane. So they needed to go rent a jet, and they could not deny that they never rented a jet that cost 18,000 euros an hour, 60 minutes. Calculate 60 minutes by 2 months and compare if it's not going to be over $60 million. What kind of human beings are you? We were in this country. And Nanado Dankwe Akufo Addo Ghana for say, we're promising in Yankopon he is going to build a cathedral. There are so many Christians in Ghana. Thank you, Mr. S. No, wait. Thank you, Mr. S. Let me play this. No, you see, it's Mutina radio, so now my junior must say, Obie Jimmy, Obie Nimnyansa, into Yabatnawa, Jandama, my MPP. Yabema abina say because aban we de ye ni obi obetwa play na me akwa abrochi akwa drake de Japan basement aban we de nyom no hwe law school aban we de nyom no fidi enti yebesa aban na ema mo ye jimifo. The anger in Ghanaians, the reason why it took an opposition member Okujato Ablakwa to uncover this rot. You are not worried about that? Yeah, journalism na mo ye ne tantantan sa no. E dey inkurase for journalism na mo ye ne sa no. Who are you fighting? Who are you thinking, say, you can use this kind of dirty politics to destroy? Who are you fighting? This is Nituo.
Current Falcon 900, though serviceable, lacks enough range to reach long-haul destinations without refueling stops. The Falcon 900 jet will technically stop at airports where the president does not intend to do a stopover, and this could lead to unnecessary delays and placing a burden on an unintended host to offer diplomatic courtesies that they would not ordinarily be prepared for. Typically, a normal refueling stop takes about 1 hour, but in this COVID era, refueling may take about 2 hours or more because the passengers have to disembark and or the host country security has to enter the aircraft to inspect. The era of COVID-19 and its associated protocols, including distancing, has further brought to bear the inadequacies of our current aircraft fleet. Mr. Speaker, we must remember that ideally, a president must travel with his office. That is staffers who will be around him in order for the president to be able to do his work efficiently and effectively, even without whilst abroad. As it stands, Mr. Speaker, it is important that he travels with his security as well as his presidential press corps when necessary. Currently, when the president uses the Falcon 900 EasyJet, most of these other necessary staffers travel commercial with increased cost, as well as suffering attendant delays in transit because of the lack of direct flights to ultimate destinations. The simple answer I would have given to the question asked by the honorable member would have been a simple yes. The Falcon EX Easy with registration number 9G-EXE is serviceable. But as members will now appreciate from my explanation earlier, the decision to travel particularly to long and multiple destinations, such as the president traveling to France, Belgium, South Africa, and back to Ghana, especially during this COVID time, would always require a larger capacity aircraft, such as a BBJ or an aircraft ACJ 319 you, even when the Falcon is airworthy.
When they were in power, and we questioned them in parliament to say, why is the president renting a jet every 60 minutes for 18,000 euros? These were the reasons they gave us. Now, me just want to know when I'm churches, I didn't match the Ghana for say, and then the president be also no, we should buy. What catch the Ghana for? Or say, I could enter president Akufo Addo rent jet every 1 hour beyond 18,000 euros, no, because na plane no. So somebody took kwanya the engine is so into a stop bubu petrol e kwan so a delay no unintended stops or make stop do no mu gina kuro bia so a e was security for plane mo be check him and ka ho e no mama Akufo Addo rent jet 18,000 euros reasons or my excuses ni tia e kuja to abla kwachi omo no e jana busa mo o man ne e obi musa mo magimi. Another excuse reason or man say or see refueling na ayana Falcon no Akufo Addo time no etu na ekwa another kuro bi so say e refuel ya ye the petrol guma ebu edi be 2 hours a delay precedent no on kan just plane into me duo or see plane 2 a ekwan no wan tesi baby na say ebu petrol eno 2 hours no a delay precedent no. Another excuse or see COVID-19 inti na omon pese president no be sisi nkro fufuro so na wenya COVID. And into no rent jet 18,000 euros and the Akufo Addo. Or call him no, or say president no, or to me the office etu kwine. That means the presidential staff is in your majority or someone it's not playing mu. Sometimes you can security into a here plane so enunti and not almost renting jet 18,000 euros every hour. Also call him no, or can ya could do say, sa president say otukwan sa na sa nipa no omukofo commercial jet na say president require commercial jet e de ka beto Ghana so say president ever commercial jet it is more expensive than president rent a jet 18,000 euros an hour owi ekwara de to say president obehia plane a obetumi dware wom. So when you make these statements in power NPP na Ghana for busa say adentina wo yes sir adentina wanye open to us aden one kan kire ya o ka kire wo man hene ne obi to work ka some kire say politicians should be truthful and principled. What is the principle in this? Obi aba power no say I'm not going to lie to you. How many times has John Mahama fly a commercial jet or be a president way? John Mahama no of change na Akufo Addo. John Mahama or watch na Akufo Addo. John Mahama didn't win change Akufo Addo. John Mahama sebio oduru baby a or your more appealing chain Akufo Addo. John Mahama sebio plane bi ha okwan mu ansa na okum Akufo Addo or ya motia onkwan mu and so John Mahama of for the commercial flights so many times in his second coming in the Akufo Addo chichidie we no o change John Mahama na John Mahama otu kwan no na the staff on kan ho commercial flight ni John Mahama etu kwan na okoba no na the staff on kan ho adena mo jimi sa mo tena radio so what do you intend to achieve? Some politicians are supposed to be principled. Position in the past, the position in the past was because it was that Nana Akufo Addo and MPP Monkwasi party no more Jimmy. They were stupid, and you people should admit it. Why say zoo nkwara? Mo tena radio so na mubibia say na say Jimmy. Why are you people misinforming people like that? Why are you misinforming? Plane here, yama budget 60 million. Yakoto plane no. Yakase Mahama Dina daso. Yakase Lodina Mahama Dina daso. It is for the Ghana Air Force. Monkwasi MPP niba power in 41 years time. Enya no abi no be use. So what do you people need again? Adena, my so bent on say you be go abandon masse, you be chat show, you be creative bibi. It is not working. Near to Kromha. The same thing and Akufo Addo. Akufo Addo catcher say he wanted to build a cathedral. Now Akufo Addo catcher he wanted to build a cathedral. Did he say Ghanaians are on him forcing him to build a cathedral? Akufo Addo catcher say wa shene nyankopon bi bo say o wini election sa obesi cathedral. Okansa ni yankon tokwa obi koye obi anko. Nana Danko Akufo Addo catch say obe raise sika esi a cathedral enye taxpayer ne AC. Mr. S, get me the video. Mama didn't come on one no assembly. We are mama hu some Jimmy. This is Akufo Addo. Thank you, team. This is Akufo Addo. This is Akufo Addo. Listen to Akufo Addo.
71% of the Ghanaian people adhere to the Christian religion, grouped under the various persuasions of the Christian faith. The interdenominational national cathedral will help unify the Christian community and thereby help promote national unity and social cohesion. The Supreme Court of the Republic, in unanimously rejecting recently a challenge to the constitutionality of the cathedral project, laid particular emphasis on this point in granting approval to the development of the project. Thirdly, I made a pledge to Almighty God that if He was gracious enough to grant my party, the New Patriotic Party and I, victory in the 2016 election, after 2 unsuccessful attempts, I would help build a cathedral to His glory and honor. As I have said before, the cathedral will not be just another national monument adorning the skyline of Accra. It will be the rallying point for the Christian community to come together to worship, to pray, and to promote deep national conversations on the role of faith in building Mother Ghana. It will house a Bible museum, and it will be an iconic infrastructure for national, regional, and international pilgrimage and tourism. It will be a monument.
Nana Danko Akufo Addo catch Ghana for say National Cathedral no wosino. Washene Nyankopon boss say after 2 attempts now went to me we need power now we need third one now. Obetsi amano no o catch what national television so na wo bi kwasi ampanyi o mahene kwasi ampanyi na monte wo o say o no o try to be president twice we nya na o show nyame boss say onyame ma ne tumi win the third one na obesi cathedral amano o kaso no kaso the Ghana sika besi cathedral o ka say o the Ghana asase besi cathedral o ka say obetam your budget sika esi cathedral. Kwasi ampenyi we kasa no so odin the share the nyame bo because I tried 2 times went to me. Now you know one funny thing. Senka Nana Danko Akufo Addo win elections no. Senka Akufo Addo ba national television. And of France of nyina ne Ghana fo nyina ne nkrimofo no obi an ka say woni bibi. My fellow Ghanaians. Yedim say nkrimofo mo Ghana de. Eye Arab fo yi omommo akakrenti ye wo national ede mosque. We are very pleased about and we really appreciate. I think it's about time yensu Christopher no yensu yebenya something similar to the national mosque. As a president no I'm ye Christo need. I just want Ghanaians to support me to also at least try all of us to build a national cathedral. I am very sure Sanka 90% of Ghanaians will support it. And 99% of Ghana now will be like, Mr. President, this is a fair deal. At least, you're lucky na Sebio Arab for the Beboa, you see national mosque. At this point, as a nation where we all live in harmony, religious beliefs, if the president comes and say, he believes to say, Onoye Christo ni, also feel is say, a Christo for something like that, in harmony. I don't think the chief imam would have been angry. I don't think Abosunsun 4 will be angry. I don't think any of us will be angry. Nanke Akufo Addo say, you know something? I'm not going to get money myself to build a national cathedral. Senka mo ne be ya adwene a mama yama aban ma yesika kakra. Na amanfo so en donate. In fact, ye betumi the sika say ebia 50 million e free aban ho e dia start. Sa amanfo start say omu donate voluntarily. The more they donate no, say etumi donation be do be 70%. It means 50 million kura ye hia free aban ho. We might need avia be 30 million. This is reasonable. Ghanaians will be like, Akufo Addo, let's do it. Inti, what catch there? A buying person ko yifu 250 million. Nanki de start. Ghana for mosuma kuma pa. Inkrimo for a Christo for Buddha 114. Mosuma bet me a donate. Nemo no ya donation na say e doswa. Sikani kura ye free a buying sikem ye bet me ateso. This is reasonable. That time Akufo Addo winning power 2017, everybody was excited because this guy was hunting presidency for 30 years. So it wouldn't have been a problem. As software, in Kora, in Krimofor, we would have all embraced it. Now the Danko Akufo Addo the MPP in Kwasiafo can just say they were not going to use our money to build any cathedral. Kwasiafo say, or no why should he take the taxpayers' money at the end of the day? Then you tell me that, why am I angry? You are going to build a cathedral on lies? Are you people stupid? Nobody hates God. Nobody's against any religion. But at least we cannot build the house of God and the base of the house of God is built on criminality. No. Sadia na MPP for omunimu ye na mo obi mo ne oman mo jimi amonti ase. Nobody's against cathedral. Nobody's against any religion. Kremoni in Ghana is against Christian religion. And no Christian is against any Islamic religion in Ghana. But we need to use our brains to let the people feel we are not taking advantage of them. You better know, now over $90 million has been taken without our notice. We were questioning the system. People needed money, the taxpayers' money. Yes, Christo echo Jerusalem. Mon kwasiafo amoto amusume Christofo. Owura ne papa sorry fia o twankofo echi. Ose monfa de eye Kaiser dia, ema Kaiser. Na monfa de eye onyankopon de ema onyankopon. Wodim nyansa che Jesus Christo. He knew that Saudi Sikasha di Pansema obetuma de ni so de ye. That is principle. My say nine. In Kofoni Chantro, in Kofone Jimmy. They lied to the people. They even lied through religion. And we as young people and young Ghanaians, making them understand they don't have to come close to power because they even use the Lord's name to lie to the people. And you stupidly sit there and say, Obi oppositioner, use principle. Who would have had an issue with Akufo Addo if he had made this decent statement? Yet Akufo Addo bubu judge for dying. We were still quiet. Nobody said anything. Yet Akufo Addo said, we see Ojiji Sika and the Cathedral. Nobody said anything until it was discovered that all these foolish old men were taking our money from our national money. Oforiata was stealing and giving to Akufo Addo, his cronies. That is when people got agitated. What the fuck is wrong with you people? And you sit there and you make it look like, say, Obi Time BB. And at this point, you are still defending a foolish man and his group of animals who think everybody is stupid. So they can just use politics to enrich their fucking selves. And this nonsense needs to stop. Radio so mujai. Obia Ghana. Obia nye Christo ninche obia. I was born an Anglican. Me worry Jew new ba. I have no problem with religion. No religion. Me need problem here with religion. Say Israel for Eku Hamas for I get angry because they are humans. You get what I mean? Say Israel ni Eku Hamas niya. I get angry. So Hamas ni Eku Israel niya. I get angry. Not because me a Jew ni inti. Say Israel ni ana Jew ni ya die na enya. Na Hamas ni akwara Palestine akwara ye kunu. Akwara onimu ntokwa hu bibia. Ye ku akwara na I should be happy. No. Are you crazy? We should stop this foolishness. Yamai Jimmy for radio so TV so misinforming and disinforming the people. How do we build a nation like this? Speculative journalism.
Soba Oman sana mekono mami kasemi.
Yeah.
Yadi ye tete. Oman ye tete se. Unse a teacher phone bi omawie school e wo fie na recruitment enko ye no. Ayen for moduma tese de laboratory fo be ka omode enra no. Oman ye tete se esuma se recruitment bi ekoso.
Ewo a teacher phone.
Ewo teacher phone nim. Esuma se recruitment bi ekoso a omo etue sika me bo sika no so kire wo ma no tibe ye oya
ye hwehwe ma na nke ye nchi nipa ba ko mienu bi because
yes
ye enye no so obi etue sika se okọ obi etue sika ba hu nipa no so da
na oman de ye kan so ni se a teacher fo wo fie droso sa kwanya beda ho a wo se omo eye recruitment a omo miemu omo nya open
okay
but yen fam fase na nkrofo ntue sika mfase na ye nyi sika no mfase na ye ma wo appointment letters mfase menyini se e wo se asoman ye soso sade we so
okay
joban we de ye de ho information nyina beba
tena da mbesi e din komo wo ye fancy ye na de
underground recruitment of teachers are ekoso no ye wo information nyina omo boss abra no menim say ye education service say ye education ministry ya te de ekoso nyina
okay
so ba omana sana mekono ma me ka asemi
yeah
this is prime time radio Adom FM. This is prime time radio. That is my problem with some of the media houses in Ghana, some of the so-called journalists for. This lady speaking. The Nufugutebo so, then oka. Ya tete say, Jesus Christ, this is 2025. This is 2025. You can just pick your phone and call the education minister. You can call the Ghana Education Service. You can call the PRO of the Ghana Education Service. This is 2025. For crying out loud. You sit on radio and say, yet it is say, teachers recruitment, juma. You are the Kotibe Kaun. Your job is to make sure, say, mimika yet it is say, yet it is say. You don't speculate. Say ma menim to jom ye nuanom ne nam kwa ho ye nuanom mo afie no e ka say yetete say they have the right to say that. There's a reason why ntia ukọ yiyase a ne e boss samra hina ye say abayua we de oye nsamkyeroni e wa adom abrantie we de say people see you say wakonya some knowledge bi, some skill, some kind of ethics bi, you know how to communicate. Before you speak, you should be factual. About your way, Utieni Kasema, yet it is say, yeah, Faticha for Sumase. This is prime time radio. This is 2025. None of the ya. Okasa kwechina, I feel see, ya wa evidence say, ya wa information. Now, information. Why don't you start giving out the information? One, I was starting also what it say, meaning you are speculating. You are just hearing. You have no facts to it. At the tail end of your comment, also say more information. Munim ni pa omoje bribe. What is this? What is this? Ediebeni. Amokuyawe. She does not qualify to sit on radio. I swear to God. I am telling you. The damage as some Mokuyawe aya Ghana no. Sa munima kamude mo feelings aton chain a stop it san yoma win tentem. Me say sa Mokuya kokowe, she does not have to sit on radio. We be bien enum kan catch you say, ye de na wunim. We wasisa na nu for good table so. Ke kan kwasi asem. No facts. Obo 98D. Okasa 10 minutes ne hu fi free. Only facts. We're using the tongue be in the niase. Ocean in searchers or kabanku. Ewo ede Yugoslavia jom. Kurasinio. Politics. Journalism na ya fu. Ocean in searchi. Na bodi ya si nena swechi. Aso okabanku. Ewo asaf market. Now wait to TV so say prime time journalists informing, sitting on radio and speculating. Now, listen to her. The latter part of her statement. Listen to the latter part of the statement.
So, Oman sana mekono mami kasemi.
Yeah.
Ye tete. Oman ye tete se. Unse a teacher phone bi omawie school ewo fie na recruitment enko ye no. I am for Mojuma. Just the laboratory for be come de enra no. Oman ye tete se a sumasi recruitment to be air coso.
Ewo a teacher phone.
Ewo teacher phone him. esuma recruitment bi e koso a omo etue sika me bo sika no so kye wo ma no ti be ye oya
ye hwehwe mu ananka ye nchi nipa ba ko mienu bi because
yes
ye enye no so obi etue sika se okọ obi etue sika ba hu nipa no so da
na oman de ye kan so ne se a teacher fo wo fie droso sa kwanya beda ho a wo se omo eye recruitment a omo miemu omo nye open
okay
but ye fam fase na microphone to sika mfase na ye nyigi sika no mfase na ye ma wo appointment letters mfase menyi ne se e wo se asoman ye soso sade we so
okay
joban we de ye de ho information nyina beba
akira da mbesi edi nkomo wo ye fancy ye na de
underground recruitment of teachers are ekoso no ye wo information nyina underground recruitment of teachers are ekoso no ye wo information nyina omo boss abra no minim say your education service
how do you call this journalism? Who calls this journalism? Who information it to wonufu se banku abetena ho se den why wonufu se dansan abetena ho tell the people because we all want to build a nation. So be what ministry on your side, you let us know. You approach the people, you question them, you take their voices, you take your notes, you come to studio and say, this is what we followed up on, and this is what we have been able to come up with. Yeah, to say. Once we start to also information when what they fra so clear they use to what they fra pokre, what they fra sunshine, edi egu edwapa mu edi esi edwaye edi bentu esi ho edi srawo ho. How did we get here as a nation? How is this journalism? How is this journalism? How did this become journalism? How can we build a nation with such clowns? This incoqualizations way, how can we build with them? Nobody's against you reporting on corruption. We all want to see it. But why are you speculating? Why are you making it look like there's something when there's nothing? Adiana mubenya wom. We in the draws aton chain, the two wafu kakra, and or tiakonyum, and the two fifre. The kankwasiasam. Yajinem. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey! Cha 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 cha.
Look, the MPP of Darocha, Sakiskek, Victor Wusu, Kofi Buzia, Professor Edubwahe, Alajete, J.A. Akufo, those men of value, those men of integrity are not what we have today. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas.
You are still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 5:10 p.m. In the United States. It's definitely 10:10 in Ghana. Thank you. Sorry, 10:10 in Ghana. Now, we need to understand say and the time I me open show we know me catch them say the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, and the Mahama or President Mahama signs bill repealing the COVID-19 levy. Menoka say ende eboa John Dramani Mahama ehye Ghana for obia okoto abama no ene omamanto abama John Mahama ne NDC ne say Okaso ba eye COVID-19 sa COVID-11 na eda Ghana for so do be yi free and dem no ka say John Dramani Mahama de nsa secretary say we yi eye sa Levy no efri ho. We ye president and I say we ye aban a in some of kind opposition nyina no 90% omo di so. And this is what we have always wanted. Nyoma mu ye din a omo me yehu se nyoma mu aye din. Bibi akire omo so a omo ne ye dwene ho. And mate say lithium eye den deal no omo recalling no. That is what a government does. A government listens to the people. A government looks at the mood of the people. A government always wants to serve. A government always wants to do something the people a benefit to omo. Inti aban no etu anamo bi na se nipa no a ose bi omo di 2 minima aban no sa nipa no say ye ni nje ho sa hwehwe mu bi ma that government, if it is reasonable, rational and a listening government, it will take decisions. That is why today, even the lithium agreement, NPP for agreement, Bonnie on the two no, aban we buy or the for buy na Ghana for say no, aban has recorded, and that is what we need. So what you chrome na bibi cause na wompe Levy Akufo Addo de ba what can also can be or say fuck off or the buy stick at na TV so catch say ye peo the Levy ni beto yeso and para the Levy to yeso. By under the NDC under John Dramani Mahama, they listen to the people, they watch the people's mood, almost share the nipa no epe because all the 2 minimum. The citizenry gave power to the government, to John Mahama and Niku. It is a why is it so difficult for them to make sure that they correct it? So I see, say, even them recalling the lithium deal back from Parliament, to relook at it again, it's a big step in our democracy. It shows to say a byway is basically governing with the people. This is a government that is ready and open for business. It does not matter who you are. You can't lithium mukrum. The government is even listening to them more than anybody else. So what is your problem? And John Dramani Mahama, the president, was signing Akufo Addo ne Bawumia Levy on the buy no. Kede Japan tina parliament ka ye. Let me tell you, Levy omukwadwene ho cabinet. Bawumia not obi. Bawumia eka say yes, yemfa Levy ni nko. Ghana fo nyina ka che Bawumia say Bawumia ebekuye ebe say ndwuma Bawumia ka say no. Bawumia gitumu. Eye Kennedy Japan or the Brand Champon, no mummy parliamentarians. A do parliament no, omo debate. Eka say yes, yemfansha Ghana for Kong. Eye country, no say parliamentarian, eye duchum, or no sujitumu. Kobre Japan, na or support Bawumia ideas or munjintum. All these sankwas, omo kahoni di Levy beshe Ghana for Kong. And John Dramani Mahama ba power. To be very fair with you, John Dramani Mahama Oba power yi eye Levy we ye free ho, betting tax we ye free ho, emission tax we ye free ho, COVID-19 levy we ye free ho. John Dramani Mahama is a doer. Anytime I catch a Ghana for say, I am still yet to see a politician in Ghana and resume ever bang John Mahama in the next 40 years. I am still waiting. And this is a person, this is a president. A Bobia washa Ghana phobia no with this. So you cannot underestimate such a person. Debi am catch Ghana for say we are lucky to have John Mahama back. And John Mahama is back to correct some things for another 100 years. I to be incorrect. So we should be happy. You should be proud as a Ghanaian voting for John Mahama. You should protect John Mahama government with your heart, with your blood. The day that we will have to defend John Mahama and his government with our blood, with our heart, that day will come. You and I, that fight that we fought in 2014, that work that we did, putting everything on the line to save the democracy of this nation, we need to protect that democracy still. And whenever we are called to duty, any day that we are called to duty to protect this democracy, protect John Mahama's government, you and I should be ready. Because if we let it slip, there are people who are scavengers, they are vultures and sankwas waiting to take advantage of us again. We need to make sure this country has been solidified, that to a point that nobody can come in and touch the country and make sure the country, this country has to be solidified. And we as a people, we as a unit, we as a nation, we have to be ready, stand by, and put our blood on the line. That any day we are called to duty. Any day, it does not matter. It can be tomorrow, it can be today, it can be whatever. Any day you are called to duty to protect the John Mahama administration and protect John Mahama, to protect the democracy and develop this nation, you have to be ready to protect John Mahama and this government and his administration and protect the democracy of this nation. It is very vital and very important. Into the fight that we fought for 8 years to get this country here, for democracy to prevail, for Ghanaians to have confidence in governance, for Ghanaians to believe that there are leaders who think about us, leaders who care about us, leaders who are ready and willing to work for us. We need to be ready and be on standby to be called to duty with our blood, with our soul, with everything in us to protect this nation. And it's only through we being together and we coming together to protect John Mahama's government and protecting this government wherever it's heading. We have to breathe air. Or say your home in Kongo abanim, not yet the abani kodu baby, yene pesa abani kodu. It is upon us. We the people are God. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Voxi populi, voxi deyi. This is very, very important. John Dramani Mahama today signed this. And today as we speak, there's nothing like COVID or COVID levy. It has been taken away. Kind courtesy, John Dramani Mahama. Gigim. Now, I want to show you something.
This is the COVID Health Recovery Levy Repeal Act 2025. And it's my honor and privilege to sign to repeal the COVID levy. Promise made, promise delivered. During the COVID pandemic, governments purported to provide free water, free electricity, free food, and a lot of things. And to the shock of most Ghanaians after the pandemic was over and after the elections were over, government slapped Ghanaians with a 1% value-added tax, ostensibly to recover what it's supposed to have spent on the COVID pandemic. Ghana continued to remain one of the only countries where we're being taxed for a pandemic that had passed. And so during the election, we promised that when the NDC comes to power, the COVID levy is one of those who repeal. A lot of Ghanaians have disliked this tax, and today I'm pleased that on the 10th of December 2025, I've signed the Repeal Act to remove the 1% COVID levy. And I will present it to the Clerk of Parliament.
It's been signed. It was signed by the President of the Republic. A man you can trust, a man you can defend, and a man you can protect. Be on standby to protect your democracy. Be on standby to protect our development. Be on alert. Call to duty can be any day. It is important we protect this country, protect its democracy, and protect the development of Ghana. John Dramani Mahama, the NDC are willing, and we the people, because the voice of God is the voice of the people. Voxe populi, voxe dei. Now, Mama yanko enim na mjujwa bibi munchiro. Embrani dra. You cross the river. Now, this is also another story, very, very important. And the president today, the Peace Council went to visit President John Dramani Mahama, Okasimbi, and it's got to do with the OSP. And then the president say it's premature to call for closure of the office of the special prosecutor. And the Peace Council echo President Mahama Hawker said, Mr. President, Yababa Srao, Yesu won Sembi. In fact, Peace Council call almost some allowance. I am more alawa, na am more workers. I'm tifie alawa, but it's okay. Ghana the more fuankasa, a more for sebanku. Peace Council call President one day. I'm a problem. Mr. President, in Sembi ready by, but they hear a partner ye. Yeah, allow one form almost like a. Now, let's deal with this issue. It's very, very important. And President Mahama and Okasafa a year special prosecutor, majority of Ghanaians, in fact, majority, it's split. Ebi say OSP, yam pamono. Ena ebi say OSP office ne kura no asay sika mfa so bi amba so into young good office no totally. Metna here editorial catcher Ghana for said the OSP's office I believe should be kept, and that the people who are the actors our office one we believe says omo anyo omedwuma se ne pena. There are so many people who can do that job. So if Kisia Jabin is not living up to expectations, we as a people we have every right to make sure say we find a better legal way to get rid of him, with all due respect, literally, to sack him, to get somebody to fill that position. Now, there are so many people who are making different arguments about that. And the president, the president spoke. Let's listen to the president of the republic, the Okafa, a year. Mr. S, I don't have it on the system, Mr. S. Okafa a year special prosecutor issue no. Mr. S, I don't have it. It was when we have an editorial meeting. I know you actually added it to the stories. Mr. S, can you please send it on the system? I need to play it. And the president Kasai, and I want to play the president's speech, you know. Send the president Kanye. Now after president's speech, you know, maybe watch no team. I'm waiting to see it on the system. After president's speech, you know, now I'll also speak on something now. I think that we need to get clarity on when it comes to the special prosecutor's office. Remember, the office was actually put together by Nana Addo Akufo Addo and the NPP. Thank you, team, for bringing it in. Thank you very much. In 2017. Now, what was the motive behind it? The motive was to go after their political opponent. Now, it backfired. Now, as Ghanaians, yaji to more parliament into Imra Eshe OSP office nechi. Into Obian to mean Sorenka so we go office no. It needs to go through a process and sana to make a say then ye sa office de free. Mommy go to president honestly view on the OSP and the ECOSO.
I don't enjoy prosecuting people, but I mean the people of Ghana will not forgive us if people develop impunity in terms of abusing the trust that people have put in them. And so that's why we're resourcing the Economic and Organized Crime Office and the other anti-corruption institutions, including the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And recently, there have been some controversy with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. I think it's premature to call for the closure of that office. The unique thing about that office is it is the only anti-corruption agency that has prosecutorial powers to be able to prosecute themselves without going through the Attorney General. And so people had mistrust for the Attorney General because the Attorney General normally is a member of government and is a minister of state. And so they believe that the Attorney General will be very reluctant to prosecute his own. But if there's an independent office like the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it won't matter who you are because they have security of tenure and they have prosecutorial powers, whether you're a member of government or you're a member of a previous government or you are anybody who has, misappropriated public funds. They have the law is behind them to be able to prosecute you. So I think we should give them a little time. Of course, people want to see, more prosecutions and more results. And so I'll just urge the OSP to speed up, some of these investigations and, show people that the office is still very relevant.
So President Mahama Ekasande in front of the Peace Council say, or one of Ghana of what to say, we all want the right thing to be done. And Ohuni said the Office of the Special Prosecutor, no, you had 2 Miasha office in some so mundi jumabi. Or ye nipebia, or beso or Magana for Unity, as I say, any said nipebi di bonne no more form hundi. A idea, any say so Ghana. Say, Obi di Ghana dream, Obi di Ghana bonne, not Sandy Panafan with into no, or believe said the Office of the Special Prosecutor, no. Ewo juma sonko pa bia ye de amasa office na ewo se ye hwema office no edisa adwuma no ohuni se nipa bebre aye ka se yengu ni sisia no ohuni se aye se eyakoma hyew ebufuo ene nyome bia ebia ye huni se special prosecutor enye ntina ama nipa bebre akoma aba ni nyina ne se ono ankasa mponim se sene ewo se adwuma no kɔ wawa sene ewo se odi na adwuma so eye na o prosecuting kɔfo no aye je se na adwuma die no sebio twetwene na ase sebio slow motion bi wo munti ama Ghana fo bebre no ehuni se ombo ne ho modern onye nipa bi a sebio obetumi agina ho ebua nipa bi se sebio omaboye kro no nti osedum ko gina efiase nti one de ohun ni say special prosecutor's office na hia pa ono de eye ono na adwiri mu no anka office de meme yengu no na emom nyoma bi a wo se ye na yehyem kenama ni gina ne na so ma nyoma contentem no ene de opfo to se e wo se sa nyoma no ye now President Ikasana Muan yeti say eye parliament so eye ono ane party fo a omoye representatives of parliament no omo de eye bill krata bi akoto parliament say eye Hassan Ayarga oye the majority leader one Mr. Defemapo ono so eka majority leadership no e parliament no de krata akoto parliament say omo pese eye emrana ebo office of the special prosecutor no ho ban any office no ho ban no omo pese ye twamra nim na ye gu office no if you say omo de amu ni say djuma de potia wo say office ni di no enya de office no edi djuma no nti omo de omo no asam akokire gu nkrata so de akọ parliament say ye mbobo ho na ye nyina ye ndwene ho ne enko bankrom kom say office ni ye begu no na sebio ade foforo bi a wo say de office no anase ye beye no ne aye e de afko katahye proye ene nyome bi a emfata nti ewie ne yeso ti say eye NDC for MPs be no more parliament no omo mienu ye frɛ bi eye de private members bill omo committee abo ho atena se adwendwene ho say ye de agidi ni nti we ne pese ye de kɔ na ye hwɛ se ye nuanom more parliament so oni adwene be kɔ bankrom na sebio eye emra na ye frɛ no act na eye act act na eye act 2017 Special Prosecutor Act no I say omo twe sign no mo twam na office no ye den ye gu no now Obeka say at this point ehina ye ko members of parliament and the Akufo Addo 2017 oba officer na NPP ewo majority and omo push office of the Special Prosecutors Act no e Ghana for kon. They did not give us enough time to even look at the office. Nanado Dankwa Akufo Addo and MPP for they did not even consult Ghanaians widely. They did not get a lot of advice and I say people's views on the office of the Special Prosecutor. In fact, near Wahana Akufo Addo mo edi sa act no koto parliament say yanjin tum ne MBA office bia sa office no ebehwe ketahye de proye so achichi ni pegum. So we as a nation did not have enough time. In fact, the NPP had majority in parliament and Michael Kwe made sure say that adiana omopeno they had to pass it. Inti they forced us. Majority of Ghanaians didn't even know what special prosecutor is or who a special prosecutor is. The kind of job that person has to do. We didn't have a nationwide consultation. It was decided by Akufo Addo's cabinet. It was decided by the MPP and they pushed it down our throat. And we had no option than to understand the say we abayemra and Akufo Addo kofa Martinami Dubai. And Okasa Martinami Dunkochi NDC for and Martinami Dubakachi as Akufo Addo Kromfo. He's the mother serpent of corruption. Or a nipa or a dangerous. Okuni pasha dem kra obetumi eku obi ahye dem no akodi jollof for dem no ase pie o se bibia ni ho o se oye dangerous eba proye ne ketahye na ete ha e na kenofori atakọ eye Martinami du wo ka kire ne se eye ejapade no omo pese omo ton ye gudie nyina na PDS no e ma Martinami du be kan ye nti nyoma bebre ko so but na office no ayeden na eye emra na bo ekire a parliament na ahye mra nti obi antumi sori anopa enka se special prosecutor office no meguno. Nanado Dankwa Akufo Addo you see office in so many ways. At a point, or instructee special prosecutor Martinami do say, "Onko investigate John Mahama non chilling tum." And Martinami do ka say, "John Mahama bibia ni no ho investigation bia nkyere say abodi diwo into ono Martinami do enya de obeye." Enti edidimu na Akufo Addo eka say ende Martinami do entumi nchi Mahama ntumi dia or pamono akofa Kisie Jabin an inexperienced young lawyer who was full of himself, arrogantly, very ignorant, gave the job to him because Kisie Jabin was a close friend to Gabi and a classmate in law school with Gabi. And they also went to find a greenhorn who felt to say he knows everything and that he did not even need to step in the shoes of his predecessor who had more experience, who understand the job than him. He came in full of himself thinking, so Obia Jimmy, he is the smartest lawyer in town. So they handed the special prosecutor's office to Kisie Jabin to come and do some job for them. Kisie Jabin came to office. He saw Adede and what comes with the office, the bulletproof cars, the nice flying in first class, moving your wife to South Africa to live there, paying people, making. So he also felt, say, there's money here. Because money that he could not make in 20 years, he was making at the office of the special prosecutor. So Kissi Agyabin also became a celebrity overnight. Every single day, he's driving with military men following him, like somebody hates him or wants to kill him. Obian in one time. And so he created this impression, say, the office of the special prosecutor is working so hard that so many people want to kill him. That was the perception Kissi Agyabin created in the heads of Ghanaians. Now, now, office of the special prosecutor, Obabusa said, another Dan Akufo Addo mono, sa office of the special prosecutor, omkonya idea no way. Because remember, your Attorney General's office, your Yoku, your the CID, your NIB. It means we have a lot of state agencies. Their job is to investigate. Some even have the powers to prosecute. So why would the Akufo Addo just come up and say, Yembi office be a friend office of the special prosecutor? Their job, their task is to look into corruption-related issues, even gave them the power to prosecute. They picked the idea from the United States of America. And the idea was that the America for a year, your friend, a special prosecutor, no, they wanted to create the same avenue. It was to at the end of the day, go after their political opponents. Now, I'm DB. Special prosecutor now, you're in America. No. In America, don't get it twisted. We have the special prosecutor's office, you're changing and the special counsel. And that's a special counsel. And you what? The special counsel's office. Don't get it wrong. Over America, Mamin Chow. Ghana, we have a permanent office of the special prosecutor's office. Yeah, the act. Technically, Obi Beshasa office now, or about 7 years, 5 to 7 years to be there, and nobody can touch him. Now, the concept in Akufo Addo, they picked that concept from America. And that concept in America, two ways. Now, America, for no, be a friend, the special counsel. And the office of the special counsel. Now, office of the special prosecutor, and America, for no, HNGD, I know the special counsel. Now, another officer, OSC, the office of the special counsel. Sometimes, normally, the one that is temporal, special office of the special prosecutor, and it is not a permanent office. In America, the special prosecutor's office is not a permanent office. They are given specific job to do. When they finish the job, their appointment is terminated. The day they are done with their investigations, they clean up and they leave. The other office that is called the OSC, it is basically there to protect whistleblowers, federal workers, and make sure say emra is intact and people don't take advantage. And also, it's a permanent officer. People are there for 5 years and they work like the special prosecutor. Let me show you something. The reason why Aminya Butrai where the children say, if even this bill, it will succeed or parliament near scrub it, and I say, office of the special prosecutor no free totally. We can still get office of the special prosecutor to work within stipulated time and also give them an exact assignment. After the assignment is done, we are finished. And they can still work with the Attorney General. Now, where the Akufo Addo Bawumia administration efforts are they picked it from the United States. Now, when you read this, I'm sure, this is what we call the special prosecutor, now called special counsel. Over America, they had what they call special prosecutor. And we change it, special counsel. Now, the U.S. a special prosecutor or special counsel office is set up by the Attorney General. In Tuba U.S. So what is a special prosecutor's officer? Yati special prosecutor's office be omuye juma Attorney General neti. Solely the Attorney General's responsibility to put together what we call the special prosecutor's office. Now, the office is set up by the Attorney General under DOG, that's the Department of Justice, Regulations 28 CFR Part 600 for high-stakes, conflict-ridden cases appointing an independent prosecutor to handle investigations like those involving government officials or sensitive matters, ensuring public trust and fairness, with Congress sometimes creating statutory basis for them, as seen with the Independent Counsel Act. In Uber America, a dear friend special prosecutor, no, attorney general, and at the end of the day, Oti. Now, special prosecutor na ejuma also majority of ejuma is all about government handling of some very important cases they want to investigate. Some are conflict issues. Ebi is got to do with government officials who have been involved in sensitive matters. Into the Attorney General, at the end of the day, puts together what we call Office of the Special Prosecutor in America. Now, sometimes, Congress, Parliament, America for Parliament, friend Congress, they also help in doing or drafting some laws to protect the office. Even though Attorney General making sure say the Office of the Special Prosecutor is put together, Parliament so and Congress in America so add the input legal basis. It is not solely Parliament and Office of the Special Prosecutor in America. In fact, a Attorney General responsibility, and that is when they determine say special cases be to say PDS, special cases be to say EJAPA, special cases be to say SML. Those are cases when the government feels the government has been duped or the people of America have been duped. They set up the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and their job specifically is to do what? Investigate such matters. Now, a permanent officer, now we will get there. I want you to understand the difference between special prosecutor and office in Ghana, and the special prosecutor now they were trying to imitate, but they got it wrong. And our special prosecutor, the jurisdiction, he does not even understand his jurisdiction because a jumana title it does not go with the title. So the Office of the Special Prosecutor is working. And what he's doing is contrary to office now or one, because Nana Akufo and the MP before they were in a rush to create this office just to go after their political opponent. In the end, your special prosecutor, he's confused about his jurisdiction, where he can prosecute, who he can prosecute, where he can arrest. He does not know. Now, when you move forward, this is how it works. Our America, AG's decision. The Attorney General determines that a criminal investigation is warranted and that a DOJ probe will present a conflict or extraordinary circumstances, that's in quote, making an independent counsel in the public interest. The reason why Attorney General a special prosecutor's office for America is here, friend, a special counsel, and they say, or no, or a political appointee, or no, he might be affiliated to a political party or a government in power. Because he does not want the populace or the citizenry to think, say, he has taken an entrenched position. He has some personal interest, unpaid conflict of interest in this special prosecutor's office to handle sensitive matters so that he will stay away. And then we have an independent group that is called the special prosecutor to look into the matter without any political interference. Because when the Attorney General leads that investigation, majority of the people will say, oh, prosecuted Oforiata. We will need an interim officer, special counsel or special prosecutor's office to do that job. So it is the responsibility of the Attorney General in America to set up that office so that the office can work independently. So they are trying to find independence. They are trying to make sure that people can work without the interference of political actors. And the Attorney General in America, or the special prosecutor, after they look at some case and say, we need to delve deeper. Now, when you go to appointment, how is the appointment done? The Attorney General appoints a special counsel, an experienced attorney. A very important. They are putting it in brackets. Almost say, when it comes to that appointment, how is it done? You see, the Attorney General appoint a special counsel in Ghana. I say special prosecutor, and or the share a bracket him say an experienced attorney. Omu here obia or lawyer and attorney or you're experienced. You cannot just appoint anybody to be the special prosecutor. No, it doesn't work like that. You cannot just go up, employ a normal lawyer working somewhere, say, I've been in law for 5 years, 6 years. You need an experienced attorney. Do we have an experienced attorney as your special prosecutor in Ghana? No. Who actually appointed a special prosecutor? Whose job is he doing? Whose bidding is he doing? So that is where we got it wrong. Because Akufo Addo and MPP were in a rush. It's a political office they created. It's supposed to be a temporal office, but they created a political office and pushed it through parliament and added an act to make it permanent. Now, the AG appoints a special counsel, that's an experienced attorney, to take charge of the investigations, often from the DOG, to ensure impartiality. So normally, the Attorney General makes sure, say, nipa na we you know, or your experienced lawyer. At the end of the day, we'll be able to, like I say, Department of Justice, and some person will break it down, the judicial settings, you know, he's part of it. Somebody we know, experience-wise, he has been there. We know what he can do. Is that the same thing here in Ghana? No, I'm sure. Now, jurisdiction and mandate. Now, while point here, you know, special prosecutor in America, no, the jurisdiction and the mandate, the jumano, ankasano, and he si, and he stati, and he also the jumano odifa. Very important because the jurisdiction and the better how far he can investigate. Until you see jurisdiction and mandate, the AG provides the special counsel in America. I find a special counsel, the special prosecutor in America. The AG provides the special counsel with specific jurisdiction, defining the scope of the investigation and their powers to subpoena or to indict. In the Attorney General, no, special prosecutor now what and say, I am giving you some jurisdiction. I'm giving you some mandate. Now, with Jumano, you have the right to subpoena somebody. You have the right to indict somebody. You have the right to arrest. So the AG instructs or tells the special prosecutor, the Jumano or yeno, emra ewo baby at the 2 mi kodu. Into the special prosecutor in America or the special counsel, no, on to me enye nyoma bi, but our limit, but the Jumani are very firm. And Martin Pebu era a special prosecutor's office. We Pierre Bontina ko interview. Ni asisi soja ni bi ni na tutuano na OSP achedo. The mandate and what we call jurisdiction. Your OSP the jurisdiction and hina ende and hina stati. The mandate no. When we read the act, it is vague. The office of the special prosecutor they for the created, MPP created. That office is vague. That is why the office lacks direction. It lacks focus. It doesn't really know what it's doing. But Mami Kwedi I'm sure Adibi. Now, when you move forward a little bit, this is what you see. Now, for independence, so Attorney General and Special Prosecutor's Office, we are independence, you know. Or say, well, answerable to the AG. It means in America, the Special Counsel is answerable to the Attorney General. Attorney General, Attorney General mandate, the jurisdiction, Attorney General and appointee, Attorney General at the end of the day, the independence of the Special Prosecutor, they need to do what? They need to answer to the Attorney General. Or when reporting now, he will have to hand it over to the Attorney General. What you say? Now, this is the US one. This is the blueprint. This is the photocopy they were trying to create in Ghana. And problem I have our office in it comes from here because they could not really look at the job. Ankasa, they were doing politics, and they forced this through Parliament. Now you see, while answerable to the AG, Special Counsel operates with significant independence. Even though the OSP or the Special Counsel of America has to answer to the AG, they work independently. The AG cannot interfere. The AG cannot instruct. The AG cannot step in their investigations. Even though the AG appointed them, they are answerable to the AG, but they work independently. So now you see, it's a special prosecutor in Ghana. At the end of the day, he needs to answer to the AG. The AG does not have to interfere in his job, but the AG can ask questions. The special prosecutor in Ghana, they are American and the boss is the Attorney General. But the special prosecutor in Ghana does not respect the Attorney General in Ghana. All because we do not give the Attorney General the room to exert its own powers in establishing or appointing who the special prosecutor is. Because the Attorney General appointing a special prosecutor does not mean the Attorney General can interfere or have control on the special prosecutor. That is why you need an experienced lawyer, somebody who is not who is super clean, somebody the Attorney General cannot manipulate. Now, when you move forward, key risk now goes forward and say congressional role. Abroche America no omu role omu play when they are appointing a special prosecutor. What is their role? Now, Congress role in here. Congress has historically passed laws like the Ethics Government Act, creating mechanisms for appointing independent counsels, though the current system relies more on DOJ regulations. So, relies on DOJ regulations. So, basically, Congress also plays a little role. They help the Attorney General. They work with the laws. They create, they carve the laws so that the office can sit on it. It is not Parliament in their powers to create an Attorney General's office or appoint an Attorney General. No, you need the Attorney General to be more influential in who is even picked, who is appointed, who becomes the special prosecutor. But the laws, the jurisdiction, any mandate will prevent the Attorney General from influencing. Now, when it comes to reasons for appointment, the reason why sometimes they do special prosecutor and they appoint a special prosecutor because of conflict interest, public trust. Intina omo Attorney General and intina appoint a special counsel or a special prosecutor in America. Now, there are examples of special counsels. Remember the Robert Mueller issue. It was about investigations in the Russia interference in the 2016 elections and America for 2016. Omo the Robert Mueller investigation team, my friend, the special prosecutor or special counsel. Almost how about Ken Starr. He was also the investigator when it came to the Whitewater. He was the special counsel. And Lawrence Walsh. He also led the investigations in the Iran-Contra affair. So they have had several special prosecutors over time. It means that moving forward, we can have special prosecutor who is not permanent. We don't need a permanent special prosecutor in Ghana. We need a special prosecutor who will be given specific work within a stipulated time to conclude, hand over, and walk. Sensitive cases. You will now understand it clearly. Now, you see, when you read this, special counsel's tenure into Uber America. Ubebusa say, "Omo special prosecutor no, omo tenure no. How long do they stay? Your friend be so a special counsel America. The Attorney General appoint to be so a special counselor. America. How long do they stay? Omo tenure no. For how long? A special counsel's tenure is temporary and ends after the investigation and any subsequent prosecutions are completed. They do not continue to run the office indefinitely." Let me take this off. I'll come back to it. I say a special counsel's tenure is temporary and ends after the investigation and any subsequent prosecutions are completed. They do not continue to run the office indefinitely. So when you're appointed as a special prosecutor in America, the investigation, the day you are done, even when you get to know that you are even finishing, you start to fold up. But I see in Ghana, we have created something called a special prosecutor's office, given a year, and people feel that they can do what they want. We could have appointed a special prosecutor for SML. We can appoint a special prosecutor for Ejapade. We can appoint a special prosecutor for PDS, and then give them stipulated time to work with. When they are done with their investigations and believe that they are done, they hand over to the Attorney General, they work. The Attorney General prosecutes. Now, when you give somebody that office and say, you are the special prosecutor, be here for 7 years, the person becomes corrupt. The person starts to give excuses. Now, when you read further, here is a breakdown of how the process works. The special prosecutor in Ghana. We are not supposed to give anybody full-time job as a special prosecutor in Ghana. That's what I'm saying. Say, bill now, if it succeeds, we need to make sure, say, that office is sitting there, but anybody who comes in is temporal. You come, you work in the office, and you walk. Somebody comes in. Now, temporary role. The U.S. Special Counsel is appointed to investigate a specific sensitive matter where the Justice Department may have a conflict of interest. The position is not a permanent, ongoing government office in the same way as U.S. Attorney's Office. So, when they are appointed for a specific job. And it's a special counselor. The reason why the Attorney General stays away and does not take some sensitive cases because in case Attorney General finds out, say, a member of the NDC has been involved in some crazy scandal, and the Attorney General is a friend to the person, or the person is from the same party as the Attorney General, that is why we create the Special Prosecutor's Office. We bring an experienced lawyer and his team in and tell them 6 months, make sure you get to the bottom of this. The Attorney General sits back, waits for the investigations to be done. The day they hand over, they walk. The office is left there. Whoever walks in, so the office become a transit point. You come, you work. We can have 3 special prosecutors working in Ghana at the same time. Nobody's permanent. They are working with their teams. So it's a transition position. It's a position that nobody takes as permanent. The mistake we made was to make that office a permanent office. The moment you create that impression, the special prosecutor will give you excuses. And I'll tell you why today the president was telling him, say, maybe people don't have confidence in the office because of the slow pace of the prosecution and investigations. Maybe because of the slow pace. Now, I'm sure. Now, let's read the rest of this document. Now, reporting and termination. Yes, Mr. S. Reporting and termination. Upon the conclusion of the investigation and any related legal proceedings, the special counsel must provide the Attorney General with a confidential report explaining the decision reached. The office then terminates. Let me read that to you again. Reporting and termination, how their work ends. So when the Attorney General gives the special prosecutor a job to do and say, 1 year, 2 months, you have to conclude. What happens is, upon the conclusion of the investigation and any related legal proceedings, the special counsel must provide the Attorney General with a confidential report explaining the decision reached. The office then terminates. So the special prosecutor in America, or any investigations in area, he goes and gives the Attorney General a confidential report and says, Mr. Attorney General, this is between you and my office. We have done every single thing we have to do. We have done all the investigations, every evidence you need. Today, as I hand this over to you, tomorrow, I am no more special prosecutor. Unless you need me to maybe, at the end of the day, come as a witness or something. But if I hand this over to you, my termination is today. In America, no, there's nothing like a permanent special prosecutor. No. But as we move on, I want you people to understand. Say, office, no, your good office now, we can still have a special prosecutor's office, which is a transit office. It's a transition office. We don't have to have somebody walking in Ghana in a bulletproof car telling everybody that I am the special prosecutor. Don't you know me? No, we're not supposed to do that. Because the moment you give somebody that power, they start to become corrupt. They now start to use that power against the people. And that is what we are witnessing in Ghana. Now, there's something called office closure. Office closure. Now, the termination of the office is formal and typically involves 1, the special counsel notifying the Attorney General that the work is complete. 2, the winding down of the office's staff and resources. For example, Special Counsel Jack Smith's team began winding down its work in late 2024 as the cases approached their conclusion. So the day the special prosecutor goes to the Attorney General and say, take the confidential report, maybe even a week before, no, they have started packing their documents from the special prosecutor's office. So the day he will go there, it is technically a ceremony to say, we have already left the office. We have closed our office. Take this. I am done. Why do we have somebody sitting in Ghana calling himself a special prosecutor? Then, at the end of the day, he manipulates his own office. Now, the special prosecutor's office is not different from any government office where corruption is happening, because the consistency in we making them believe, say, they are untouchables, it gives them that confidence to do illegality. And this is where Akufo Addo and MPP, they got it wrong. They actually picked the name, but they didn't take their time to look at the jurisdiction and mandate. So, I'm going to pick your name, Keke. And I'm going to say, yeah, test America for a special prosecutor. Why don't we do same and go after our opponent? But what happened was that they picked the name, but the responsibility differed. They gave the special prosecutor a name in Ghana, but the responsibility, they did not take their time to go through it because they were in a rush to prosecute their opponent. So the special prosecutor of Ghana, and anything the jurisdiction, and anything he's focused, he's not focused, anything only direction. One time, no, Ofilisa or police ni, another time Ofilisa or Yoku, another time Ofilisa or power chair attorney general, because the title they have given him, no, job responsibility, no, is different. Mami show idea. You see this, the U.S. Office of Special Counsel, NFN OSC. There's a difference between the Special Counsel and the U.S. Office of Special Counsel. Now, the U.S. Office of Special Counsel, OSC, is a permanent independent federal investigative and prosecutorial agency that works to safeguard, one, the federal merit system and protect whistleblowers. Basic job, no. So in America here, when you come here, we have something we call the OSC, the Office of the Special Counsel. That is what they did in Ghana. But the responsibilities were different. And this position is a permanent office. And their main job is to make sure what? They safeguard the federal merit system and protect whistleblowers. Now, it is a distinct permanent agency from the temporary special counsel, in lowercase, appointed by the Attorney General for specific investigations. In the Saosha, the Ghana government and the Akufo Addo, they got it wrong. In a rush, they gave the special prosecutors responsibility also, they took a OSC, which is the Office of the Special Counselor, a permanent office organ, America. They investigate the system and also whistleblower, protecting whistleblower and federal issues. They interchanged it. And it's our special prosecutor's office, we don't really know what they do. It's disjointed. But Saul Ridiko Enima, these are all facts. Mission and key functions of the U.S. Office of Special Counsel. This is not a special prosecutor's office. This one is special counsel. It is permanent. Their job is to safeguard federal merit system and protect whistleblowers. That is their job. They stay in office for like 7 years or 5 years. And no be no more a replicate to Ghana a blast, because they did not think through it. Now, the OSC's main role is to protect federal employees and applicants from prohibited personal practices. That's the PPPs. Its key function includes protecting whistleblowers by offering a confidential way to report violation of law, rule, or regulations, mismanagement, waste, abuse of authority, or public health and safety dangers. It also enforces the Hatch Act by providing guidance and taking actions on partisan political activities by government employees. The OSC protects the civilian employment rights of military personnel through the Uniformed Service Employment and Re-Employment Rights Act. Additionally, the office investigates and prosecutes allegations of specific prohibited personnel practices. Specific prohibited personnel practices, pursuing corrective and disciplinary action through negotiation or the Merit System Protection Board. And that is the job of the OSP. And I say OSC in America. And that is the same job they wanted our OSP to do. But you see, what they did was they were in a rush. There's nowhere in this world where we have a special prosecutor who is fighting, who has been given prosecutorial powers, who is just looking into corruption-related issues, and at the end of the day, staying in office permanently. It is wrong. And they say, Ayaruga and the firma po say, Omo bill no succeed. That office needs to be there. We need to sack everybody from there. Every time the Attorney General feels a special counsel needs to be appointed, they appoint, give them time to work, and say, we give you 6 months. Look into this matter. After that, present your report for us to prosecute. It makes it easy. We are not going to give anybody $150 million a month. Now, let me tell you, you heard the president saying, maybe majority of Ghanaians are angry and they are dissatisfied with the special prosecutor's work because maybe a jumana or an slow. Now, the mistake we have made, now, the special prosecutor can tell you people, say, he has 2,000 petitions on his desk. And he can tell you that every petition is important. So nobody can rush him. Now, how do you make sure he's able to go through all these petitions, investigate all this matter? So we created an opportunity for somebody to come and sit, take money, and do no job. Because some of the petitions can go to police. I can tell you on authority that some petitions that are sitting on the special prosecutor's office are supposed to be with Yoko. Some are supposed to be with Attorney General. Some are supposed to go to Ghana Police Service. But you see what is happening? The special prosecutor is taking every petition. And if the guy wants to be lazy and doesn't want to do the job, today he will tell you that we have so much going on. You cannot rush us. We have 200 cases we are working on. What can you do? And that is the strategy this guy is using to delay and not to prosecute anybody. Because if we had appointed one special counsel to deal with SML, by now we would have been done with SML prosecutions. So the special prosecutor's office is not well established. From the ground up, the office is not supposed to be there. We are supposed to have an office whereby it becomes a transit office, a transition office. People can work, move. You are done with your job, move. Another person. So we can have 3 different special prosecutors working in Ghana today, and we will cut down on budgets because their job is temporal. It will look like the Emil Short Commission. That's how it's supposed to be. The Emission Commission job will look similar to the special counsel that we will appoint. But the issue is their job might go a little further than the Emission Commission. That's it. So why are we sitting here still taking money and pumping into an office with about 6 people, and somebody feels that he is so big and that at the end of the day, all cases are on his desk. He decides which case to touch. And that is what started brewing the corruption in his office. Because Sami Darko knows a friend whose petition is there and will tell the friend that I will make sure we don't work on it. Akurugu's friend's case will be there. He will tell the person, give me 1 million. I will not touch it. Kisie Jabin's friend's storage will be there. He will tell you that we have a whole list of stories we are working on. We cannot complete everything. What can you do? You can't do anything. So I don't support shutting down the office. I support that the office should be there, but we should not have anybody sitting there as a permanent special counsel. No. Because we have the Attorney General, we have the Yoku, we have the police. All these people can be given petitions to work on. And the Attorney General should always appoint a new special counsel. It even helps with transparency. If one special counsel didn't do their job well, they don't get the opportunity to come back again to sit on any case. We have the right to appoint anybody we think is experienced enough as an attorney to be in charge of a specific case in a specific stipulated time. So why are we sitting here? That's what I'm saying, sir. This bill, if it makes it, it does not automatically shut the office down. We should start thinking bigger than how we are thinking. We should keep the office there. If the people who are there are supposed to be moved to other security agencies, fine. Let's share them. If we don't want Kisie Jabe and his group, sack them. The office should be there. We can have administrators who are there to manage the office. Nobody does any special counsel job. What happens is, if we get 3 special counsels working on different cases, that is the office they work from. They all have, somebody will be there working, his time stipulation is about 3 months. Obu Ayaman 1 year, Obu Ayaman is 6 months. They are all working the same office, but different directions. At the end of the day, we will kill 1,000 birds with 1 stone. It is important and imperative. And I support the president. And the president says, premature to shut the office down. But what we can do is that we can make sure that the special prosecutor's office becomes a transition office. I'll be right back to conclude, to continue the show. You're still watching With all due respect, extended version.
Look, the MPP of Darocha, Sakiskek, Victor Wusu, Kofi Buzia, Professor Edubuahen, Alajete, J.A. Akufo, those men of value, those men of integrity are not what we have today. I tell you without mincing words, the 5 people who are contesting, wanting to be flag bearers, are just sankwas.
You are still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. But I hope so be at here. So, it's simple. The office, we still need the office. If the people there are not doing their job, the rest of the security agencies so. Yampam kiseja being in assistance and go the right way. The way we are going with this office, Kiseja Ben will keep piling petitions on his desk and tell you, I have too many petitions. Obi Obetis a petition, they will not touch his petition. Let us not make people feel too comfortable, too entitled. Feel like every year they have to be given some amount of money. No. And what I've explained to you, we will spend 1/10 of the budget we are spending on that office, on different special prosecutors. Yes. So why are we wasting money? Now, this is another story. EC to hold Pandai rerun on December 30th. Hey, I'm out for the new year. Messi dia sidio, yakok Pandai. Go try to go to tea. 30th. I'm on for the New Year no be a DB. I'm on for DB. So and in brain electoral commission so about Bontin say Pandai ye call ye nyina ye to aba. Omo ye legitimate voters wo Pandai no. They should get ready. The 30th of December. Bosumi ye wumi ya no. Ye kwa to aba. Oye mizu. Oye miza. Oya miza za oya mizuzu oya miza akoko ni sika do so yakote akodi ta mo esi ano Pandai for maka kire omo say omo destiny show omo nsem, and I will lead the charge to pressurize the government, the president, to make sure Pandai for ade omo hia bi omo sabeka before the 4 years, because Pandai omo bre, and whatever they want about when the future, and they know what is right. Now, as some way as some ya abetowa and the deeper be can some reading a lot of articles. I've followed a lot of people who know law, those who don't know me. One thing I do, and I say, I like to listen to people who think they know but they don't know. And I also like to listen to people who know and act as if they don't know. And I like those views because I get to know send it will be a call. It means say American politics. I'm a Democrat. I donate to the Democratic Party. I listen to Republicans a lot. That is how I get to understand them. Send it as a Democrat, when I'm making decisions, I know the decision I'm making. Because almost in some kind of people say Democratic Party now will join no reason. And then I'm able to understand the MPP more than you. Because me, I spent a lot of my time listening to MPP fools. When I go on the internet, I listen to NPP guys talking, especially TikTok, having a show on TikTok. I listen to them. I start to analyze their way of thinking, their reasoning power, and I know their limit. It is 2.2. MPP for you now, their reasoning power is 2.2. And do trimpo. I'm able to get in their head. I'm able to tell Ghana for idea or more and the way they think. Bibi Omagini do. Now, I have heard a lot of people make a lot of statements about this Pandai issue. And some people have raised very legitimate issues and are concerned. Say, oh, Emrani say, you see the clerk of parliament, you know, Oba parliament, beka say, then sa aka yes letter na the parliament jituma or the comma is, you know, nanka osa or chain. Na eyedien NPP for no oma appeal be or court na yentie appeal no finality and sana EC Crampo will take this decision today say Yankok Pandai on the 30th of December to vote. Now my question to Obama making a statement, and it's a statement coming from MPP for power. And as someone who appeals court, it's a CNO, whatever will happen on the 30th, you know, it is illegitimate. It will not stand. We will have 2 MPs. I get it. Now, I want to ask the MPP, if you take part in these elections on the 30th, Abra, you are banging all your hopes in the appeals case in the court. You know? So technically, this thing that we are going to do, or this election, on the 30th, you know, in Pandai, on the 30th, you know, you guys say it is illegal because on paper, no, the appeals court, you know, is supposed to sit on the matter. And as the appeals you have made, you know, remember, appeal is not an injunction. There's a difference between you appealing a case and there's a difference between you putting an injunction on an issue. When you place an injunction on an election, the election cannot take off. Nobody can conduct any election. Right now, as we speak, nobody has placed an injunction on the High Court ruling. All that the NPP candidate has done is to appeal the decision of the High Court, meaning the EC itself has not received any injunction to stop them from conducting the elections. And in Ghana's law, no, it is only the High Court that can declare a seat vacant and instruct Parliament to do what? To make sure a rerun through the EC is conducted. So technically, appeal is not injunction. And as far as EC does not have any injunction on its table that a court is telling the EC to stop whatever activity they want to conduct, you know, the EC has every right. You can say morally is wrong, but the EC has every right because on paper, administrative-wise, the EC, nothing is blocking it from conducting the rerun in Pandai. And that is what I keep telling MPP for so much, Jimmy. There's a difference between injunction and there's a difference between injunction and appeal. Now, Moka say, appeal wenti say EC ekoso ema rerun we kwa. You people know it is illegal. Now I want to ask, Samuko rerun we na MPP candidate winia. Are you people going to go to the appeals court or the appeal now making? Are you going to say your candidate was basically elected illegally? I want to ask, unless you stay away from the elections. Because when you take part in these elections on the 30th, now candidate you are the same people telling us that you have appealed the decision. Now it means if your candidate wins on the 30th, you people already have told us you do not or you will not or this election will never hold. It is already illegal. Now, maybe some say, if you people take part in these elections, now my candidate ni win. Are you people going to say easy for any page of candidate in say or no na MP and also mobile back to make sure say the appeal now more appealing no finality now back and sana yasako election na. I'm asking you a simple question because you people are telling us say because my appeal whatever will happen on the 30th, you know, it is illegal. We get it. Whether you show up or you don't show up, you say it's illegal. We want to know, are you going to show up? And when you show up and your candidate wins, are you people going to go back to the High Court again for the appeal? And that after the appeal is done, and maybe you lose, are you going to go back to conduct an election? You see, the candidate to win here, illegal and illegal. You can see a busamo. Because most say you quote a day, bandai, near Kotuabana, Modia Mutimuno, my appeal. Emma appeal date by into whatever be a besibiano, Modia Moon say, and Fakwemu, and Chakwemu, send this new winner, and Chakwemu. Now, me with someone people for say, Cecilia Maya appeal no. I must say, appeal ninti, there is Kwakweni illegal. Some candidate to contest it, 30th no, na MPP contest it, na mo candidate to winner. Mon kai say appeal na who court to. Sa win na mo candidate be winning on the 30th no. Mo be consider say a legitimate win and say and also a illegal win. The only thing you can do now to protect their mind and say stay away from the elections. Because when you take part in that election, then it means say more endorse say election there because they're legitimate. The only way you can tell us say election is illegal and say the NPP should not take part. And as we speak, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana only the High Court the right to declare a seat vacant. And the EC, after receiving that instruction from court, they are mandated to conduct an election. So EC is following Constitution, Parliament is following Constitution, the court is following the Constitution. If you want to follow the Constitution, then go and take part. But remember, you say more appeals courts, more try appeal, no? Right now, most case near illegal elections. Some will take part. Na mu winia. Mo bega si enfa mo MP ni sisu se oye legitimate na say mo beja to aba appeal no abeka say we appeal ni nti yanko back enko election no. Into the best thing for you now MPP no, don't take part in the elections because the moment you take part in the elections, you have endorsed and certified the elections. Mwe jimiu muni munyansa and the candidate MPP for candidate na oye MP no. I can come back to it, Mr. S. MPP candidate na oye MP no okwa asempa na muntie asemo kan ya or say and I rerun MP na and the yetwe to akomya is onko contest rerun no or say ewa asempa I am confident I will win, provided the NDC does not bring their entire machinery to Pandai, which would put me at a disadvantage. Or see, before the nipa. Also, do him so be winning. It was just to so or take part in the illegal elections. Name no see. The bet my hana on to me winning say NDC for you na the omonko for ba campaign e be kwetia no. Ah, na Pandai MP. Former MP, you have two ex-presidents. You have Akufo Addo, who just left office. Very, very fresh. Fresh vegetable. You have J. Akufo. And also, you have Akufo. You have a former vice president. All these people are at your disposal. You can bring all of them to Pandai to campaign for you. Why? Don't you trust them that they can pull the numbers for you? The NDC, they don't even have a former president. They only have a current president. And then they have a vice president who are busy. They might not even show up. So the question here is, machinery na NDC ne ban e ase edun ketia Sami Jemfi NDC nkofo ya the NDC na unim na it machinery ban na woka because we believe we say wo MPP more machinery chair NDC more two former presidents more a former vice president who even wants to be president, whose wife is a slave queen. So can't you gather all these people? They are big machines enough for you to win. And now the Pandai people don't want to see Bawumia. The Pandai people don't want to see Atichediano. They don't want to see Giant. Pandai for them person be Samira slave queen no. Pandai for no other Kennedy ni ho. Kwabena Japan to be nko. Brane Champon to me conquer campaign now. Country. Honestly, na uwa machinery no. A machinery be na okobi okase ebetiao. Huh? You people are foolish. Mwe Jimmy, de bia me ka kire mo say, de bia na omote Ghana omo so MPP is a party of intellectuals, It is only the NDC na omonya 2 professors to run on their ticket. 2 professors. There's nobody in the NPP who contested for presidential or PhD. Nipa ba kumponim. Street boys. Kufo, the highest form of education, the highest level of education. Mahmoud Bawumia, the highest. Achechediya nankasa certificateless. The only certificate Akufo Addo has is his birth certificate. It is a party of crooks, criminals. Me see, the NDC, omunya Professor Mills, omunya Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. They have that is the only political party in Ghana. Professors have been on their tickets. Professors. Mr. Munko back to MPP from 1996. Also 1992 besi ne. En conform with the MPP eni nyina sankwas. Kennedy Japan. Epe president di. Bawumia or a researcher. Epe president di. Kennedy Japan so engineer. Country so a teacher. Brother Champion they also no or American Air Force ninja. Yati kroma Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo we candidate we certificateless dwarf. Jay Akufo so the end no so Metropolitan Assembly the it is only the party is a party full of illiterates MPP and into that the foolish masses they can lie to them. They can lie to the foolish masses because the unyani social media me come say media sebio my doctor no MPP the unyani social en kwasi afọ bedu echi we dey no a doctor we not your brochiro now him no a lawyer kwasi bia a lawyer MPP mu dan pro bia a lawyer go into the MPP and see dan bia a lawyer now him na akoye obesha na po anan we Jimmy China po yesi oni a lawyer na yeto we dey lawyer o kwa ko hwemu no na enya MPP mu na ewurade ofu bia a lawyer MPP mu ofu bia a doctor obi tu kwatena brochire na wahyehyɛ wakotena CVS na ohyehyɛ nduro oba yes we dey lawyer we dey doctor abrochire no wo na nkwasiafo akwato ama no edutwum na okira de ewo de charter school na okire ahwedie mufo a lion edutwum oba yom so edutwum de wati school America school kakraka edutwum no a teacher or a studies teacher Nicaragua for Bolivia Mexico for Estonia for ombe fufa wure ni mabedu California no na na chiro brofo I small I a lion it has a tail say S adia no ye no California no yatia no mbebo nchenku we die ye hu ni su nipa da abrochire no wo California ye say o kira de wo ni school kakraka wa bodam akoye by the time school shade in same and on Ghana na country and in the country and the country and yet yakwa we hu be de and a country yet kroma na poso a doctor and time education share na ponsem akwa Jimmy no ho be 4 years napo yet ya no kofa trumu book by say yankwara nsua ye wie ye obi oye dentist ye so onkohwe energy Akufo de nim nyansa Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo onim nyansa amwakwata wen amwakwata ye so a lawyer ye hwe ye say amwakwata enkoye kwan buckle up ade o nebusueni amwakwata wen amwakwata wen hwenkwan ya ye no Ghana akwa begina ka so 5,000 day of road year of road you are back buckle up you are back behind you don't know Jimmy onum Viagra de chi o se bubuto o Ghana nyina nanimutum atache ni tise anoma oba ya so ono se lawyer yes housing and den ono so kodi sika ni ti hu hyen secretary bini enkosi semo no for yata so de nsegu no hwa so nyame na akwa ni miaye na esankoma na no nsuo na nam Ghana you know and enkwasiafo we nyina na nam Ghana me see ye ko MPP ni mu a wona bo se enkwasiafo nko na bedi muso amwakwata sa amwakwata no we ye ni nemu an e kopie mumbo bi nkire me na po baye na country baye na me akwawe Mickey Mouse we agric minister we jimie agric minister we Oni Akufo Addo num wiya ma de kye. Obeyi agric minister for 8 years. Kwasi ampe yiwe so abode. Every wure bu begu ankran. Ka ba ko say planting for food and jobs. Na nkwasiafo te say obi. Oni oman hene kwabna sante nkwasiafo omoto soso na omu defend this ankwasiade no. Papa kokura wanum wiya ma na no ayese ebua. I bet you know something, and you know something, and we read MPP, and we know something, and we know something. Now no say cap, and we know something, and we know something. And no kwatam body, asobayire, and aya puna, and aya body apem or sagu kam or the bedsin crying. And I say planting for food and jobs in our body in the mometo. Otun for Kumasi, or the Kwasia Tambodia be sing crying say, Otun for Tunica ba kumato body and crying. Kwasia for yourself to me, mom. Mickey Mouse. Mekwa kwa yiwo mu nyina ba. Kwasiafo. Na nkofo we in Ghana. And you know something, and you know something, and you go for the administration, and you know something. Na nkofo kwa isa bu free. We for the job to for Viagra for. And you know something, and you know something, and I feel in Ghana, maybe every year away. And you know something, and you know something, and you know, not yes, so kwasiafo for we for near so almost so Ghana. Measure Aquano, measure a Greek minister. And I just want you people to understand. Planting for food and jobs. Planting for food and jobs. Messias. Messias. Miuntra. Amwakwanta. Buckle up. Year of roads, buckle up. Na kwasia to we nam Ghana. Ya so jibi foso and omu jibi omu 8 years. Yanka bibia. Katie Amon, penyi toto Jimmy 4. We Jimmy. Katie Amon, why is a tapoli? Katie Amon, why is a tapoli at the Kabangu? Oh, sorry. No, in the parliament. Ne shua go. Adrenal dasses of me. Jimmy kwa. Ni video biaba ubiano. Jimmy, attaching a catcher say Akufo Addo,
We are also anticipating that this year we'll start the Akufo Addo flats in the constituencies. Plans are afoot to do that. I do not see how we can do the business of giving our people places to dwell without creating land banks. It is the goal of the ministry to keep the price of housing units low through a host of major cost control factors which increase efficiency and keeps costs to the barest minimum. The ministry's first consideration is the availability of land for public housing, which requires forward planning and earmarking of suitable land. A vast majority of members of parliament have secured lands for purposes of providing affordable housing units in various constituencies in the country. This will be the launch pad of the Akufo Addo flats across the length and breadth of the country. It is gratifying to note that our traditional overlords have shown commitment.
Akufo Addo flats in a way. Amwakwata atacha de nim sekotre bini nenim tum ne ho tan nenim tum sekotre bini papa penyi kronfo Akufo Addo flats in a way. Ni atia na nkwasiafo we me say metuma kai mo nkwasiafo we nyoma mabaye do kroma he Mickey Mouse. And you know something?
Now, with the increased trebling of prices on the global market, we have to look at the fertilizer situation again. There are two markets in Ghana. The subsidized fertilizer market, which is the planting for food and jobs, which is really meant for smallholder farmers of 3 or 4, 2 hectares at most. And then you have the commercial, the open market, for anybody who can go and buy. These two markets have existed side by side. But because the subsidized fertilizer market was so big, there was very little for the open market. Now, with the price increases on the world market, we are also facing problems with revenue collection in Ghana and everywhere else because international trade has also shrunk. And we get most of our revenues, government revenues, from international trade, import and export. That is why it's become necessary for this government to look for alternative sources of revenue to close the gap, and hence the electronic levy. The opposition is making the...
Why do you want to be president?
Well, I want to be president because I want to be the flag bearer of the MPP, which is what is driving me, to give an opportunity for me to make a contribution to the new patriotic party. As you saw.
Way more. He wants to be president because he wants to be flag bearer of the NPP. We were bottom. Only Akufo Addo no mu onima. Ay Brother Akufo. Akwe be a Greek minister 8 years obi ntuma fa nsanka no. And you know something? And you know something? And you know something? Na no fia kwasiasam. And these people are still walking around aimlessly. Yansan for 2 million nine way. Me see bet much thousands of them. Omo eh? Amakwanta.
What we have to do as a people is to hold government accountable. That if we pay this money, we want to see the direct benefits of the money that we are going to pay. That is the way we should go, and not to resist. We are not prepared to raise monies to help in the building of our infrastructure. Who should come and do it for us? We want good things, but we don't want to pay. And because of politics, and because of love for power, people are saying all kinds of things. Ghana will never be better unless we are prepared to pay taxes and we are prepared to sacrifice to build our country. Otherwise, you will continue at ABC. So I expect that contractors, government is doing everything possible to pay you, but you continue to work. So the more government tries to pay, the more you also work, and the debt is always there. If Levy comes, we get our fair share into the road sector. Within a very short time, all outstanding contractors' debts will be paid, and you can work more for this country. You can work more for this country. And we expect you to speak. You are going to be the direct beneficiaries, and every serious government will not joke with contractors. Because the construction industry is where, from the unskilled to the skilled, people are employed. If you want money to circulate very well in your country, pay contractors. Pay contractors. The cement seller or the cement dealer will make good sales.
Wait, nene ye road minister. And you see, the touchlight, this is what we're left with. Women are new Ghana. Women are managing Ghana. Women. Today, Omo Kachre say, Omo Gina Parliament Jiminti, ye won't be that. Way more. The likes of these people, they are all in there. They are the ones running the party. And Omo Pia Bawumia, Mama to me, yes, to me, someone question say, me see, I can show you hundreds and hundreds. Frame up, meba, mamicho. Na me video, modia mosa munye ready.
Rado. Neba bejuma, aka juma kitwa bi. Ya kotu abata so poko no. A lot for a pepe. Na nitini wo
Kwasi asema ni etunwuni o. Sankofo we stayed with these people. Yene kofo tinaye. Yene omo tinaye for 8 good years. Woman edi Bawumia chi, we are these same people. And these people turn around and tell you, say, oh, yantam Ghana momo. Yantam Ghana momo no fire day. On the system. Asimesi.
We have today 16 million Ghanaians with unique identities. And that is a major transformation. A lot of people sometimes don't even appreciate what the impact of the Ghana card is. But if you gave me 1,000 interchanges and a Ghana card, I'll choose the Ghana card because it has more impact on development.
And the Aqua will say, and Tam Ghana Mano. He would choose Ghana card over Nsawam of Anko, over a year Express Road to a year the Northern region, over a year he would choose Ghana card over a quiet no Ghana Aqua way to me. It's yenina ye jiminti. Yantam to me near farmer concert guys we. This Sankwas. He would choose Ghana card over a kwanya muhunu or Ghana and then I'm Ghana nyina. This guy said he would choose Ghana card over Sakwani nyina. Oh free. Oh we are Beka. People are dying in Ghana. We need to choose Ghana card over roads. Omo amubo musem de omo Jimmy Chan omo kasano. Omo no mubo musem no. Whoa. Omo yan train omo kasano. And all these people, Akufo Addo, MPP for almost the same you. Masa, I can show you me baba chawade. Akwawe, Levy, no a regional minister.
Issue waba up in the day. And the 11 yaja Ghana fu on betron. Ghana fu on betron. Ghana fu betron. Mammy minimum in the day. Demi Levy, a yafu won't chebi. A yenny biara niwa obetrebi. And this is the analysis I make. Ghana, so what can do be a ya poso. You'll be in the whole year. Sikabet Nisema or 70 Ghana cities. 11 is a betray. Say 300 Ghana cities. I transfer now. The Mexicano in 11 Bordeaux. In the end, they teach a 2,400. And Obia army 1,800. And our policeman 1,600. Then me pay now ban Utriamono. Say every day be in 100 Ghana cities near transfer. Then me levy in Chibi. Because 100 Ghana for 30 days or 3,000. Into them levy we have food Chibi. Obili to make a chem de onyade papa. The yenya to whom much is given, much is expected. And for that reason, I na nyame why na dum yenya be more than 3,000 a day. Let me do Ghana man ya more. So I'm putting one kasi with money to won't call 3,000 per Ghana ya more. We are the middle income. We are the people in the middle income. No money be so no. I want na why ye in war bomb man or we cannot shirk our responsibility as middle income people and turn around and blame the same government. I mean, the day, see, I so much. Norma, I don't know why I didn't wage now. I did so, I don't want to be no, on your high life be near the Kakobo. Or your young Brenton and Ketesia will do my pedo of a crum on internet support.
Why say fruit bongo? No one papa. That's how they sold Levy to us. Yenji, Obuji, no. Obi said Levy, the best dying. Obi said the bear quine. Obi said be 11 agenda 111. Yet Levy Akufo Addo. Levy ne baby beer. Sangwasi afo as allied say, Omontiasie 4 years time. Yes, some more to me. Omo Jimmy too. Wemo. Omo Jimmy bruta. Now, John Mahama Kasa. Omo we na the way chere say Akufo Addo okọ law school. Omo nyina we na the way chere say Akufo Addo kweku ba ko na the picture we buy. Oni say Obama. Hey, say Obama case mama mi wo law judge no. Judge your friend no. I need to the judge on say Obama's case. Judge now that say Obama case no so your friend no. Hey, judge, please. I need update. Your friend her Anna Basilia Teria AJ. Judge, I am following the case closely. judge now ɔte sɛ Obama case ni so no sɛ Obama ɔyɛ criminal ɔyɛ ɔbaa ɛyɛ Basilia Tewia AJ. I am monitoring the case like Madwini Nyejuma. The last time they came to court on Monday last week or so, right? Remember mo update or China. Amu ye na mo se Akufo Addo ko law school kweku ba ko na kofa ba ye yetia di ndidi 2012 2008 ye nim baby ye wo ha yaso aye hye na kweku ba ko kofa picture we ba ye na se eno so firi he o se an hwe Akufo Addo de 1932 no a lawyer and I'm saying Akufo Addo yeah law eko gina courtroom e debate ye be attorney general mun ni picture foforo bia wo so we sana a career day picture. My lord sir lawyer Nkuta Gine my lord sir the Ghana man no.
My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I, lawyer Nkuta Gine. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I, lawyer Nkuta Gine. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. Yes, please, my lord.
My lord, sir, they say go for the lawyer. And you got time akwa we buy kweku ba ku na di anim. Yes, na kwani certificate when also my certificate is missing. See, hey, nana. Yes, ma mon kan ho ase na ne papa ye de ne papa kora chi ni tumu. Na ne papa chi no na ne papa na oye dwuma ma America for de na yi ni free prison na also kwaji ni pay wo American embassy. Anya na kan e book ni. Ya tete na akwa di my lord. Na je Akufo se wo. Ya tete se wo ya lawyer ye oko school wo UK na oko France ko ye dwuma wo Kude brothers. Into timrapa into be attorney general. Na Ghana enya case. E wana Akufo Addo kwotro. Eye je Akufo against Chachuchi Kata. Na Akufo se wo bra. O Lord uko sua no we. E wana ne bufu ya ai me nye dwuma ne biem. Na se jogate jimi wo bra ba je dwuma ne ye. Nkuta Gine. And yet it's Ghana and so akwa we so saa ono accent na uni maybe a free say a British o say a Scandinavian o say American o akwa nko kasa brofo ntiase you know now the engine akudi nam Ghana kwasiasam omo kotena ni manum wiwi a na Gabi Kromfo no omo betena news file no masaba betena eyedien abetena Afrikiko Saturday no maka mo na atos no mo yomo hwe ato nchen. You understand the Akufo Addo has very educated man. Gabi kwasia we yo. Kromfo na ye Jimmy ni abe Gabi not ya broche no we ska owie cast ye so omrambe manage eye Akufo Addo newspaper. Oba ya na obaye she pimpins o short socks yellow and obetena Afrikiko. Saturday me ade presec na Saturday ni afa trotro ni aba be gina Afrikiko ye betie nyansa. Gabi ex-convict. We mere sporter abetena ho. Ghanaians need to understand. They need to understand. Let me tell you. The UK system is different from the Ghanaian system, and we, as the NPP, the Danko Busia people, we understand. Near to us, he go for him, yes, I go for him before. Sankwaso, Ngwa, and upon my year, Moto, you almost short on chain. How much a children brofu be old baby brofu free? Omkasa want tiasie. It go for by a busomo some credentials where no lie. Oko kapana e bufu aba ho. Nya wotama klo one eye ne nkofo so mko organize kumi preko e na akwa we ko gina junction bi so no the group e no mobegya no mtwa picture mo se Akufo Addo organize kumi preko e no so ayesumi edumi na mesas kumi preko interview no fama me ne na Akufo Addo kumi preko nya wotama klo ni kwesi platform omo organize kumi preko Akufo Addo so ne gang ko gina eye nima run about omuduru wa no ka che cameraman fo so mo ntwa Akufo Addo mo share the shirt yes Akufo Addo ode na ye kumi preko akwa we ni nemu Yatigano, Kromfo, we Kromfo, we ni. Ana, Ye ja akwa we. Mehwehwe Akufo Addo. Kumi praku video no. Bro for tantan bia okekeka. Enie akwa we.
The policies that the government has been implementing are policies that do not find favor with the general mass of our people, and that the mass of the people of this country have been systematically impoverished during the period of Rawlings's rule. It is not a point of view that has found very much favor in the parts of the world from where you come from, who have been pouring out an endless stream. The policies that the government has been implementing are policies that do not find favor with the general mass of our people, and that the mass of the people of this country have been systematically impoverished during the period of Rawlings's rule. It is not a point of view that has found very much favor in the parts of the world from where you come from, who have been pouring out an endless stream of how so many things wonderful were going on in Ghana.
Akwa no team you. And no dada o Ghana. Akufo Addo die. Yenya baby amfa. The payment of the Ghana and the community are not accounted with what uni may be free. Wa numi sa nukwala brem jantra also in your third class e wo Legon. Nana Kuredo Ajima Rawlings may her soul rest in peace. Oni Akufo na na class. Also no born numi and a Trump your fan ko UK or sakon numi ne pamo no. And a Trump no ko e France. Akwa we baya ufi France ba wo ka brofo kyereye. And you know the people say, it's a go away, Kwakuba Koso and Nisse moto light at Ghana and on the Egbert Fable. Come Mr. Fakain, Paul Adomacho when you're ACN and say, well, who also the Bioshe oversized shirt, no? Paul Obewu, Makachi, Mr. Paul, the food dwa. Muster dear, as may be so Ghana and moon be bidao. Paul, a diabona stati, also and say oversized shirt in Guanoshe, Akasiakasi, Paul Ehuru Obewu. Erade. Ye can't say I'm more the straight. Paul Bewu. My mini dia board no. A semi secular eduau. Or body said, Esia. Obewu. Also, I say, who also that oversized shirt in the shadow. Obewu Nancy. Well, who ya body dia inside out. Edia boni be kuno. Kwekuba quite and Nisse moto a Suzuki light. Erotic Ghana. And you know, let me show you a document. Let me show you. Let me read it. This one, nobody has it. The Akufo Addo certificate. But say, hey, Akwa way. Who you not got some on campus? No, go and find yours. Ye Jimmy near to work our documents. So, na bag of front and time we useless papers. Toilet papers, bebre. Yeah, paper ne ewo nima. Na akwana say goodbye. Give them studio to studio. Boys, jina Taifa, jina KVIP. Ye nya a newspaper kwa ne. Na koya tete ahye de bag mu nenam krom kokuba ko files so kokuba ko documents so akwa kuta toilet papers and obako biem no Belgium for newspaper England for newspaper and what is some photo and akwa with this tabuni Paul Ghana na yeso kokuba ko so Egbert Fable another fucking criminal. I know say Jimmy kakra you know asumna you can the Egbert Fable me will be obi a record wa ha. Na me yenimu wie yo mo abotam Egbert Fable mo me say Egbert Fable on betena news file Egbert Fable on betena news file kweku jejejejejejeje. This is the first time we have seen a government whereby the journalists na nkofo ekuki agenda me kai 2017 John Mahama 2017 John Mahama free power ade chenye kwame sefa kan Egbert Fable kweku ba kodom ti news file come and see. It was supposed to happen. How can the Jubilee House be turned into Egbert Fable? Sign up a petroleum commissioner koshe also ento obewu. Kwasiafo, we for the jot to form bon jot. Egbert the anyway. Me will be a certificate wa. Obi a terminal report wa ha. Ye be kai mo akopim so munyina popo. Mu wu ya ye nyaye. Hwe, mo bodam. Mo atete a mo de Ghana for afemu no until some nyina mo wu ye njai mo de me hwehwe Egbert Fable news file John Mahama lose power. Adia chino minyati news file. Kwame Sefa Kain, Egbert, Kweku Baku, ene Samson ayeni halitosis. Edienie, almost someone finish Mahama na ene Mahama na aba. Yenti asiye, you be finish no. Oh, I just saw it a minute ago. Egbert Fable, you be be a terminal report at Chemo. Na any our time, maka just say in your Jumani. Ye juma ye nyina nie ye da to ye dan ye ti abroche ye juma nie ni ba bia kɔ ye juma nie ye akɔpem se be ye be kai obia terminal report nkwasiafo witna news file me ba enie manyano Egbert Fable, he's in the system.
Organizes DJ Awards, so at the end of every journalism year, I mean journalists who have excelled are appreciated, so to speak. So I think that what happened, using what happened at the Flagstaff House as a dashboard,
which is not new. It's been going on from time immemorial.
It is not new, but you see, I think that it stinks. It stinks. And I don't see how anybody will look the average Ghanaian in the face, eyeball to eyeball, and seek to rationalize what happened. I fundamentally have been a journalist for some time, and I want to say that, look, it's our time we sought a clear distinction between, the solid, as we know, like a journalist, a young rookie reporter comes on assignment and is, going away. You look at him or her and say, look, take 20 Ghana cedis for transportation. Take maybe 50 Ghana cedis for transportation. Those ones, I think that we need to compartmentalize them and let people understand that you cannot really, describe as something to influence the journalist.
Are you a member of Occupy Ghana?
Yes, I am a member of Occupy Ghana. Now, moving from there, even when you come to the corporate world, there are brands, and these brands always want visibility in the media. So they even prepare their own, advertorials and give it to a journalist or a media house to roll out as if it is an independently researched thing. We call it PR. But when you are in government, you ought to be careful. You ought to be careful. You see, when a journalist takes money from the corporate world to push a brand, and I don't want to mention any brand because of all kinds of whatever that we have.
This is the same strategy they are adopting now. Oh, journalists, if we be on WhatsApp, so that is what they do. So recently, MP was started. This was the same thing they did when Mahama was in office. Oh, Egbert Fable. Saturday, we were working for Akufo Addo. Almost said those times Mahama were power. Jubilee House, journalists to call her. Omukoye Juma, Yema, Omo transportation, it means it is criminal. What is this? Why are journalists coming to Jubilee House to cover a story and they are giving them transport? That is ridiculous, barbaric, and Bangladesh. And this is Bangladesh. We have never experienced such an autocratic tendency of political ambiguism, which has sophisticated into an equivocal they have started it again. Also, Mastati. Oh, you see journalist phobia. I could be a WhatsApp and the same playbook. They are creating an impression. So journalist phobia, but they were the people working for Akufo Addo in opposition. These people, used the same format. In 2000, started. Mete say Nanabina wenya is na the Fuadwano. And just there's a WhatsApp ever seen there. Obi for a screenshot back home by a WhatsApp group. They are going to go do Photoshop and bring it. Sameda Akukwasi am paying unity OSP office or Chrome 4. Ultimately for one screenshot and support it in statement. Na Kwasia we down to OSP office say yes so. Somebody who is fighting corruption. Somebody who does not have to work on speculations. Kwasia Sameda Akun has made a statement. Ultimately for one document to make one screenshot. One chat, I mean verify Emma. And Kwasia forward to Ghana. A whole political party say a press conference. Na munyan chabua moya DM moya moa. This is what they did when Mahama was in power in 2016. They sat on radio, they created their story, and they threw it to the system. Oh, Mahama, Jubilee House, people are going there, journalists, they go there. Oh, when corporate entities give a journalist something to speak on it, it is called PR. Kwasiafo. Omutina TV so kachire plain yante. Kobne Japan snitch ebien no kachire say Akufo Addo has no certificate. Near down to Ghana and Uncle for the who defend Akufo Addo. One day, I bet Sanya catches a Bawumia, a brocho coino, no oye Juma el supermarket. Mister one day, a beba, yet Yamubu Mahama Bawumia, or caso economist, or a Westgate, or in Bibia $100 shedding some at 3 Mukoja 17. That Quetian and the girlfriend ever catch him say, hey, time on you can know your supermarket, one go school be yet ha. Kobne Japan catch or see Akufo Addo has no law certificate.
And the omission of Oxford University.
I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate, all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it.
He went to Oxford. He went to Oxford and never completed Oxford. When you don't have a certificate, you don't add it. Kobne Japan snitch. Party ni na mu snitch. Chen no. Obetu to see ya Kobne Japan. Ni nyina ye tie yo, enso me Akufo Addo be di president ye Jimmy. Kobne Japan national television can just say Nana Addo Akufo Addo went to Oxford. He did not complete. They sacked him. He has no certificate. Yenya Kwekuba Akomo what a defender here. Kwacho Fosu was on the show questioning Akufo Addo certification. Kobne Japan can say yes, he has no certificate. Egbert Febo, Brian Kwame Sefakan, Kwekuba Ako, Paul Adomotre, the co-mininis Gabi Ochedako, Kweku Sechiadomo, they defended Akufo Addo. Na bodam ni abedi president wa say corona yes antamamo mo bodam a certificateless dwarf omodwa Kevin edidi atem mo de munim de me save na me de twen Bawumia no munim de me save anka mo gya de mo keka no All right, and John Dramani Mahama akasa afa the controversy efa eye in Kwara Omoko Senior High School eye religious disagreements akrebi enkremoni wakwa he so we president ahun e also we president onim nyansa e also we president oye abreast of the issues John Mahama the knowledge or what our Ghana politics in muno it will take long. Makajam say me, John Mahama, no one ever jump. But I worship the wisdom when it comes to his politics. And the president finally spoke on this controversial issue. And utie the president kaya. Assembly in Akwada. There's in the first place, Mikacha Ghana for say there's even nothing to worry about and to have argument about that issue nearby. You know. There was no case in the first place. But I know, and I will plead with the Chief Imam's office. This matter, there are some young boys on social media, and they have made up their mind to say they want to use this to divide the nation. Sabo ibn Freno, Nasser Allah, only some group of Muslim boys. This country, we are not at war with Muslims. My best friends, Yankofwa, Yadomo Ghana, majority in Nkrimufo, and majority of Nkrimufo Eddo e Christopher. You, these young boys, you have an agenda, some person say Kruno. It's either you people go down or we go down. Because there's no problem, and you people are inciting the young ones thinking, say, it is going to serve you your purpose. Hey, some person we are relevant in Ghana. You have to do what you are doing. And don't think, say, you can capitalize on religion to make some people feel, say, nobody hates Muslims and nobody hates Christians. Me show where me in Kremofo tie, a Christopher tie. One of the people I revere and respect in Ghana is the chief imam, because I have my personal reasons when it comes to the chief imam of Ghana. Me say, one of the people I revere in Ghana is the chief imam. I have my personal reasons because of my personal relationship with him. I don't want any foolish boy thinking, say, Islam no, it stands for peace. As far as our Jatum say, Obama Edian, Pepeyo, Obajatum say, Obama Edian, peace are prevailing, you are an automatic Muslim. That is what Islam stands for. Into more boys, Nibina, with Jimmy and Facebook and say, this issue, which is not supposed to be issue, more person, what trying to generate something out of no. You are warned. You are all of you are warned. We were born, we grew up with Muslims. We see ourselves as Muslims because we believe in peace. And it's why I will say, Bia, Sebio, Yafrao Ibrahim, Yafrao Inusa, Bia, Ura, Inkremosum, Asore Dama, Ura Honti. You are Muslim, Dami. You are not. Before Allah, before omnipotent Allah, everybody, Obia Nipebia stands before him as only creature. So Muslims cannot see themselves better than Christians, and there's no way any Christian can see himself better than a Muslim. So we need to draw that conclusion. We can live in harmony. Most are small boys, no. Ghana, 40, 45. Have you seen any Muslim fight any Christian in Ghana, or any Christian fight any Muslim in Ghana? I didn't Facebook here, no. And I am happy nobody is giving you people any ear. Because Jimmy, you need to understand, we are living as a family. We are living in harmony. Nobody has hurt anybody. So if there's no problem, don't create any problem. If there's no problem, do not create any problem. Ukon kremofon school in kremofon kwara na Christopher kwara na class esua de bom. Oba a Christopher school a Christopher kwara na kremofon kwara esua de bom. E de jimi no, and you are bent on we entiase no to Ghana okwahin. And today the president made Ghanaians proud when he had to address this matter. Tienyansa and Mumu Christopher Biso amwe Jimina sa ignorant boys say they can use this to become famous. No, Mu say Christopher Biso amwe Jimina. You have taken some entrenched position. I saw some stupid girl be now or to join news. We Christians, we are not who free about Christian. Oh bottom. What why Ghana? And we Christians, we will not soften our stance. Oh, yeah, wine. As I said, not Christo, be so. Mumubi mujimi na mwete Ghana no. Mosori ankwasi akika. Let us leave these kids to live their lives and study. Akorebi or SSB under 18 they are under the direction of their parents. And the parents have the right to decide the future of those kids in senior high school. In Tanya wona obe decide I'm a parent. This is the President of the Republic.
We took note that somebody filed a case before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is yet to pronounce on that issue. But if you read what the faith-based organizations agreed in their own MOU, I don't see any point of dispute. They all accept that if there's a mission school, it has its faith orientation. But within that faith orientation, there must be recognition of diversity. It's right there in the MOU. So I don't want to suggest it, but I think the Supreme Court has its work cut out for it because the same people have signed an MOU. And so I don't see what the contention there is. And there's even a place that talks about fasting because Christians fast, Muslims fast. You can find a Christian student in a Muslim school or a Muslim student in a Christian school. And it talks about whether they should be allowed to fast. And it says that, yes, the student can fast if the parents inform the school that they want their ward to fast. And if there's any health consequences from the fasting, the responsibility shall be that of the parent and not the school. I mean, that's clear enough, So I think that is something that we can be proud of. And I want to congratulate the Peace Council for being the facilitators of that understanding between them.
Simple as that. That is a leader. That is a leader. That is a leader who is intelligent. That's a leader who does not discriminate. Why do we want to force things when there's nothing anywhere? No, dear Nambenya. And I'm relevant. Mabetina brocha be yankwase adwana mukoti ewuwu a monko fie nko Pedro bi nom. Mosora na magogu jim se nwan. Mo mabetina brocha be yankwase adwuma ye nkruti adwuma na mukoti ewuwu a monko fie ne mamodro nom. Na mujimi na yente ase na hwan na ni nkremoni ku hwan na ni Kristo ni ku. Mo e Kristo fo ajimi fo bi na moso maya mo ho se wo e Kristo wo ye hwan. Wo ye nkremoni wo ye hwan. We need to respect each other. And the president Nakano, why are we making this a problem? There's no problem anywhere. Mo mirenfio, remember, near Tikroma, and I'm Casa Kwawe a lawyer. Lawyer Nkutajine. Yebusa Kwekuba, I'm asking you, where is Akufo Addo certificate? Okofa paper biba. Messiah, do you have the paper? The first time I did a scandal on the Akufo Addo certificate, it said Oni certificate, Wanko Kude brothers. We went all the way to Colombia. I paid. I took all the lawyers who have worked with Kude brothers from 1963 all the way to 2022. Yehu Akufo Addo deal with any of Kude brothers law firm biamu. I went to Colombia. I paid for every single sheet. I showed Ghana for nyina. Adia China Kokubako Efrese Obama say, oh, me was some a yibi wo homo fanto system ni mu say Akufo Addo certificate. Mr. Get it for me. Yan san fa Bawumia mra power. Dia modi ye. Asema mo ka tu etim about Akufo Addo yi. Me say one day etia no because Bawumia wan ko school ko ye pono e Yugoslavia. Me say one day etia. Na pono na nyo na oboma chi no. No, or your cameraman, okuta light, on the use light for no any sound. Me say one day Tiano Babia Bekache so Bawumia, onya ibia, onya economists bia, na or your camera assistant, Yugoslavia, Ochapono. Me say one day Tia, go for Bekache say Akufo Addo a lawyer. Kwekuba Kunko for Akufo Addo certificate. Besides, do you have it? Check the system. Everything is in our system. Yani, your backup bear 50,000. Your backup bear 50,000 backups. Bibian Hirau, your backup will be some near Jai. Until the last devil is dead, we are not stopping. Akwawi, since obey a lawyer, the picture ni career day picture on betray ye Jimmy as so and ye jack away. And ye jack away na kwa di name na Akufo Addo and a rish contumray and a rish contumray. Heh? Omo ye debate so omo ye parliament is a veteran today. Akufo Addo obetina ho. I say onka twida or the brofo be dadaye or we the Akufo Kokuba alternatives munti Akufo Addo. Listen to Akufo Addo. This Akufo Addo. Listen to him. Because when you Ghana ni ye Jimmy Akufo Addo ni.
On our statute books we have some very obnoxious laws. For example, criminal libel law, so forth and so on. What will you do, assuming you are confirmed?
We made a specific commitment to the people of this country that if they were to entrust the administration of Ghana to us, we would in fact see to the repeal of those laws. As far as I'm concerned, that is an obligation imposed upon us by our manifesto, the Ghanaian people have accepted, and that therefore we are duty bound to bring legislation as soon as possible. The timetable of those matters will not be a matter for me. The timetable for those will be a matter for the president. Because at the end of the day, all of us act in his name. But certainly proposals will come from me for the repeal of those laws. I think, Mr. Chairman, it's going to look very funny to the Ghanaian people that one of the most vocal critics of those laws, in myself, when given the opportunity of power, of office, then chooses not to do something about it. I don't think that would be right, and I don't think that my own reputation would last.
Mr. Speaker, I don't think Huawei. Oh, you read me or confuse you. 2001, the veteran or the general. I don't think sometimes do what the mic catch or the mic in him. I don't think someone who supported better law and the president is up to the president to do it. To acquire him only certificate only Akufo Addo. Wait. Akwawi.
On our statute books we have some very obnoxious laws. for example, criminal libel law, so forth and so on. What will you do, assuming you are confirmed?
We made a specific commitment to the people of this country that if they were to entrust the administration of Ghana to us, we would in fact see to the repeal of those laws. As far as I'm concerned, that is an obligation imposed upon us by our manifesto, the Ghanaian people have accepted, and that therefore we are duty bound to bring legislation as soon as possible. The timetable of those matters will not be a matter for me. The timetable for those will be a matter for the president. Because at the end of the day, all of us act in his name. But certainly proposals will come from me for the repeal of those laws. I think, Mr. Chairman, it's going to look very funny to the Ghanaian people that one of the most vocal critics of those laws, in myself, when given the opportunity of power, of office, then chooses not to do something about it. I don't think that would be right, and I don't think that my own reputation would withstand such an experience.
Sao aza Murefi we nyina endo mu kuku Bawumia de amaye me se da ko yetia ena obeka je se Bawumia PhD no boa the doctor to se de okoje no boa na otwapono na oye camera assistant e wo Yugoslavia yetia ebesi na mo yisi ejimi ne santam power ma Bawumia ono ye de dollar man at 3 a o de ma 17 ne santam to me ma Bawumia Ubuzanse SSB no koya obega so okokimmu ukokimmu so ne dini ho Ubuzanse so chirade wa kraka okwa se Akufo de chirade wa yeso an chirade ho Akufo de onim so ebenfu o se o ya chichidi o se o ya ntampi o unim ni suban bebi obeka bia nya no kore Ubuzanse ko SS so okokimmu ye kokimmu so ese oni ho yase kimmu special school anase hefa o se an okos kimmu eye special school kakra e de ko kimmu SS ene okay. And then call Messiah, get me Akufo Addo's bio. May ye way because me person will say the same thing on the Akufo Addo bio and sound person about Bawumia ba. Akufo Addo so chira de Accra Academy. Ye ko Accra Academy ko busa so wa chira de hada. Almost on ma hada. Also ko Kimbu, ye ko Kimbu so oba school ho. Almost on ba school ho. Ye so ko special school, Kimbu special school. O say na oya kwara no. Ye hu baby Akufo. Imbrebe kwa kaso ko gas school at a point also no ya this school. Akufo Addo. Mesias me boa. At a point Akufo Addo told us ko gas school. Akufo Addo. Even in his bio, somewhere in his bio, I say Akufo Addo ko gas schools at this school. Akufo Addo. Ya shusha book biemu gas schools at this school. Ye hu Akufo. Mesias, get me. Let me read that and let me. Mr. P, get me Akufo Addo's bio. Let me read it for people. At a point, the bio mu omuto ko gas schools at this school. Akufo Addo. Yes, what chira de Accra Academy. Yes, so Akufo Addo ba ku yo. Me pese me Ghana 40 as you say. There's no difference between Akufo Addo and Bawumia. There is no difference. The same playbook Akufo Addo here be president and then Bawumia person used to be. Imbrebe mka say ai Lordina Mahama yere de ye se ono krampo de on trabro chere ne de de ye se Rebecca Akufo Addo on school awako ye ko hwehwe mu no Rebecca Akufo Addo no typeist Eco Bank tata kin obekona gamu dan enum on ne sisters high class ladies omo to UK kakra wo nsem anom akọ KFC akodidi tata kre tata kre typeist no a typeist or bank omo so Rebecca Akufo Addo chese nkofo we no so me a befu so me a nuclear bombs they are just Bangladesh because there's nothing good about they are all liars. Later, the Bawumia Rebecca Akufo Addo. Sound also no. And just papa bia. No a typeist. Our Eco Bank goes a Standard Chartered. And no continue UK. Preman some or perakakra one in some because no ni new ma ba na de. Omo na bibi ni nsema any one anti. Eden Rebecca Warren Akufo Addo. Na na so story. And all these things happened. And they are trying to create a new one out of Bawumia. Mr. P, thank you very much. Mama kan Akufo Addo profile nko enim. Yampon yo, yeah, obetuma akoda. Now my dear friends, akoda. One Kevin Mr. P, thank you very much for bringing this in. Ya be kan ni nyina kirebo. Akufo Addo ba yo nie, mama kan kirebo. Miriam Mebusa disco for ne Ogasco for Muni Akufo the school, the classmate way. The same thing of the year Bawumia so sad, the same thing. I'm just here, Jimmy. Yabeka Ghana for Munina Mu and Jai. Until some Munina Mu and people move, you ain't that because we're dangerous. Also, Quachimotaso, Ekufu sells Aquachimota, Ekufuado, Nipa Coco Scuba 10. Beba Chamoman Keku for the profile Kakra, Ariania Queen. Your pons here, Benkoda, Okoda, I didn't know Koda, Kevin Tell, ye jechim. I, Ekufu, my kind of profile, Ekufuado, a rather than Copo. And no, I've been on some of the year, no, any, my man starting free her. Where is the Mrs. Early Life and Education? Mr. B, should I start from early life and education? No. Okay, let me start from early life and education. Akufo Addo nie. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo was born in Accra. You ready? He was born in Accra, the lawyer. Me see me here way because the same thing about Bawumia be share kon. Say Bawumia or economist. I see. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo was born in Accra, Ghana in 1944. You signed the bond of 1844 the way Akufo Addo. When you need to Adeline Akufo Addo and Edward Akufo Addo, members of the prominent Oforiatta family. What? Members of the prominent Oforiatta family. His father, Edward Akufo Addo, from Ekropon Kwapim, was Ghana's third Chief Justice from 1966 to 1970. Into 1966, no Akufo Addo free France by ya. Eye ne papa Efre Akpalu. Sa time no na kuesi into na High Court no and abe Supreme Court. Into Akpalu na yede the senior most judge and technical no is Chief Justice. Na eye Akpalu Sebio na or respect Akufo Addo papa. That is the time Akufo Addo papa free Akufo Addo say free France mra. Hona oba ya oba ne law firm in the office. I friend Akpalu eswe Akufo Addo in as a lawyer in Akufo Addo's father's office. And until Akufo Addo does not have any classmate when it comes to Ghana Law School. What you say? Aha. And until Abujan say law school no one that's in a class or Ghana ultimately can't know because ne papa friend Akpalu that time Akpalu was the Chief Justice technically. So ran the office. Oba no say swear Akufo Addo in here. And when Akufo Addo college the certificate ne papa office. Yanko enim Akufo Addo. Addo be would make way now no yasi. Now when you go for it, says this. Chairman of the 1967-68 Constitutional Commission and the non-executive president of Ghana from 1970 to 1972. Non-executive president. Technically, no a caretaker, a assemblyman. Akufo Addo's maternal grandfather was Nana Se Oforiatta. Oforiatta ya ne papa. It's more than a womb. Now, Nana Oforiatta, king of Achime-Buakwa, who was a member of the executive council of the governor of the Gold Coast before Ghana's independence. He is a nephew of Kofi Asante Oforiatta and William Oforiatta. His grand-uncle was J.B. Dankwa, another member of the Big Six. And the moment he started, I had a punch in one moment. He started his primary education at the government boys' school at Rory Road, Accra, now Kimbu. He started his primary education at the government boys' school. And Rory Road, now Kimbu, both in Accra Central. Into Kimbu and Oko School. A honor starting education. Ain't Kimbu Special School, a honor choir. And SSO. And so catching confusion called Kimbu SSO bois. Kimbu no more special school. Yadema special needs kids. A honor kufu the choir. Naska ufienti na kana den ko. Ya what time bruta more before. Makaya say me jumani. Me what time we experience. Me wa kuma wo me wo vision. Minim dia me yo. Mo. Munim dra. Now yanko enim. He went to England. Yeah. Tie. Akufo Addo primary oko Kimbu e ho oko England. Wan go school bia Ghana BMT. We dey. We sankwaso. He went to England and continued his education at Hollywood Homewood House Preparatory School before studying for his O-level and A-level examination at Lansing College, Sussex, where he was nicknamed Billy the Goat and joined the Anglican faith. Anglican is you. Really well, Anglican. It was one Anglican for any of us. I know many president one Anglican sorry that a draw. Ne papa no a draw man or Benin on a man a ring no ene akunyano Akufo Addo a draw. Inti so owie Kimmu special needs school no ene na mo person go fo behu ene omre ne ko UK so onko to aso abrofo do mu abotre wajimi kro mbabo ene abrofo no de ne kakakakra endare dan no e de se banche oda eja so omo dan na o hyehyehye kakra na omo dan no emu an odi wie elementary de ko wie O level e de wie A level omo dwa Kevin on nyini nduru Akufo Addo age na se wiase ambo so obi ndi 80 enya obi na be di 80 enya obi kura na be di 10 obi enya obi na be di 50 do how to say uso bobu odwan ye chirechire. Now he began the philosophy, politics and economics course at New College, Oxford in 1962. Kobne Japan say Oxford so ye pamono. Billy the Goat. Wanu we are mankofo Fred Billy the Goat. Otumi no we na about ya fia. Say Billy no. Anything on your sign name no Billy the Goat. Onum we papa. We obo we ntwa. Obo ntampete there. Obo we obo ntwa. Otumi bo we obo ntwa. Akufo Addo. Onum we che na then e ya ponchi kosata. Enum we che Akufo Addo o ya ponchi kosata. Akufo Addo. Billy the Goat. Now, Mamen Twaso. In 1962, now New College, Oxford in 1962, but left T. Now see, where he was nicknamed Billy the Goat and joined the Anglican faith, he began the philosophy, politics and economics course at New College, Oxford in 1962, but left soon afterwards. Almost say 1962, and enter into Oxford New College. And so gone too soon, Biba or 1962, and Okonum Winia Pamono. Into much Russia say, but left soon afterwards. Into completion ambaso. Into Yati Akufo Addo Anko SS Ghana, Anko Adisco, Anko Gasco, Anko Kimbu Senior High School. Okay. Now Koenima say he subsequently joined the Middle Temple and trained as a lawyer under the apprenticeship system known as Inns of Courts, where no formal law degree was required. He subsequently joined the Middle Temple and trained as a lawyer under the apprenticeship system known as Inns of Court, where no formal law degree was required. In the Akufo Addo, and say me, father-in-law, ni law firm, no, I can go and work there as a paralegal, as an apprentice, learn the job, and as time goes on, I can become a lawyer. That is what he did. He did not have any formal education in law. He didn't have it. Nana Danko Akufo Addo never had any formal education in law. What he did was an apprenticeship job. Oh, a law firm where yes, paper we about sheshe, no sheshe. This case is before this case. Make sure the dates are all correct. Put it in this file. This is how the case they read it. Only any formal at the CCB say wa Mary Hakotena Law School is their personal. Nana Akufo Addo into manyebi. So what you say? In the Akufo Addo going to be 1 to 2 about law money nyanse mo to 1 to 2 sewa mere because say what na class esua ye passe Akufo Addo ye apprenticeship. Aseme kwa mkofama sewa sorry. Now he was called to the English Bar Middle Temple in July 1971. He was called to the Ghanaian Bar in July 1975. Now, he was called to the Ghanaian Bar in 1975. Which classroom did Akufo Addo sit to write that exams? If even Akufo Addo came with that certificate from the UK or wherever, he should have come graduate with some people. Who did he graduate with? The same question Ebusa Keti Amon Elvet and said, "Honor Crown law certificate to Nyanway." Also, a special preference. MPP. Now, He was called to the Ghanaian bar in 1975. Akufo Addo worked with the Paris office of the U.S. law firm Coudet Brothers. I did a whole expose on that. We didn't find Coudet Brothers, Akufo Addo's name in Coudet Brothers documents. In 1979, he co-founded the law firm Akufo Addo Prempeh & Co. Obwa na ne papa law firm and already did so. Now let's move forward. Omodwa enyumre de omedi matem rough. Now yankwa. Oh, what's going on? Is that? All right. I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. Mr. B, there are supposed to be 3. I've left one out. Mr. P. I left one out. Mami kwa shembra. Hey, akaba kubi. Aha. Mr. P. Billy the Goat. And then we have his parents. Mr. P. It's just 2 pages. I think you sent me 3. Yeah, Mr. P. You sent me 3. Now, technically, Akwawe Akufo Addo. In Checheni in actually say, Nana Danko Akufo Addo to Bawumia. Everything about him is fake. Everything about Bawumia is fake. Last we catch the MPP for the Bawumia supporters say. Some person be jai Bawumia. Nobody should mention John Mahama's name in their campaign. Also be jai. Me catch the obo. Me say some person be dirty Bawumia in the area. Do ya bear no? On the one starting di Mahama tem. Me wa be di Mahama tem ya men responded to who? I'll respond Bawumia. I'll respond Samira. Mr. P, check the document you sent me. I think you sent one twice. Okay. 80. Makachiromo. Me say wa oye bear no started di Mahama tem. On TV, on radio, on Facebook. Me wudi Mahama tema, I will not respond to you. I will go after Bawumia and Ere. And me, I am dirtier than all of you. Me are terrible, me are dirtier, me are crazier. Because I have more. On says since I made this, I wanted to obi Johnny. Obi and try. Me person mo try ni ehwa ade bi. Because mo ade bi me person obi e provoke me na me de ba. Now, there's a story we need to talk about before we go home today. We have done 3 hours, 30 minutes. Hey, we are doing almost 4 hours. Now, this story is very important. A year NPP form more parliament and the Omokasaye. A year parliament on the verge of committing constitutional travesty. A year minority on Pandai. Mami Okasa and your friend a year Patricia PJ Abrewa Poso. Wa Babrewa also with chimekap. Osra no abo Brazil na o de duku ahihye na nufu ase na nufu ano no we miamia hye fom na why de o de roller na fo na motuom na nkwara de nechi na omo ne di nkwase asem momi enkotie eye maami we ano asem ade a o kan kro wonte ase o say parliament on the verge of committing constitutional travesty oboa on kanu kra abrewa kromfo odidi nkura we enim na omo ye yodom ena maami abrewa enche obewu a owo so bompa ye boa Ghana no Waman nkura we etwetwe no omo twetwe no nkura omo di na chi a oye press conference obetumi afie omo obetumi awo omo obetumi afie omo fi na se ena wa hyehye nkura we di na chi ena abrewa poso Patricia PJ ema nkura we jojo no na omo jimi no se koye press conference yedi wachi ma abrewa ya do montie the press conference no ontumi ponkasa tesa ade no kan kro ontie ase.
Let us be unequivocally clear that acting now, we are not following precedent. We are shattering it. We are declaring that for the people of Pandai and for Honorable Majinindam, the historical respect for the process and appellate right is null and void. We are telling the 363,734 citizens whose clear will is not in mathematical that their vote is expendable. We are telling Honorable Yendam that his constitutional right to appeal, a right exercised by Nyamekan, Satunde, and Crazy, is meaningless. We are telling the Court of Appeal its pending task is irrelevant. This is not upholding the law. It is a selective, cynical, and historical illiterate application of it. If we proceed, we do not run Pandai today. We establish a toxic new rule for tomorrow, that a parliamentary majority can weaponize a first instance court order to instantly unseat a political opponent, rendering the appellate courts and our own historical practice obsolete.
Omo mujina wo nyina no o ka mo nyina vote omo nyina parliament no 40,000. You can what you say? People, the parliamentary candidate is Bandai. It is a travesty of justice. Abrewa poso we chi the nima shesha ne more ni refi so bewu odi nkwara we nim na nkwasiade because okokumasi e beto ama no onya de papa bia no constituency o ma PJ de ma PJ e na odehwe ne ma odehwe ne nananom e na wasesa ne ma gogu abrochire do munya school papa ko e na ejimi fo digu ma PJ de ye dia o ye ma me e na ohu so mo ejimi se moa. We know that the Panai Uncle Tinefi on yet. Now you say, baby, I would do. I didn't retire. A more debt. Onyeska D. And conform to Obama, no do one Jimmy. Omunya Obia active obey man. No, we do not understand. The Panai 300 Abrewa Poso. Equacha. MPP mwe equacha. On can correct. So what does this mean? What do you intend to get from this? You are the same people in parliament. Jachikwesi na samba wo APJ. Oh sorry, kase Jachikwesi seat. He should vacate the seat. Nyami be kumu nyina 1-1. Nyame na obo me. Ebo wo. Oye just God. He will kill all of you. 1-1. 1-1. Obe kumu ntentem. Because mon can correct at your age. Were you not in parliament? When your own MPP were heckling Jachikwesi, hey, you should leave parliament. Jachikwesi board in the saying, if you Canada say Obeboa Ghana, Muslim Tiasie, we the anymore. Yacho constitutional mompene. Yakwaye Akosombo Muslim pene. Nansia Yabaya Express Road Abamukuro Muslim pene. Yati Kroma, Messimo, in Sua Betabu Mukumune, and Yambaye. And you know. The young man 300 and Abrewa Poso. Watch a show more. Watch a show more. It's the same ray. Watch a show more. Chew and nim. As upon the Aberdeen TV so. Oh, free menopause in free. She menopause yo. Tina fear. Ma a branty ababa will be a 9 16 Hosso May Jumano or some penny. May just anticipate in Ako. A brochako Shamema. A PJ. She menopause who free. To two, to two, and a who power nim. Sibia won't rasi asiwe ye. A dear na woje, a PJ. Menopause who fifrenti, eh? Oh, Sisa nim, and Koranket and get a tarawato. A dear na woje. Now, another story be about a very interesting. And the interesting story in say, yes, say, Akwawe, your friend, a ye. Kenashigbe. Sankufo we. Omo kriti some agenda bi wo Ghana to say. Omo no nim bibia Kenashigbe, Kofi Bentil, Isankoma. Those they are all corrupt, hungry people. And now pe Ghana lawyer or corrupt pa Isankoma. Kenoforiata in 2022 na Isankoma na lawyer and amujin sameboa. Me say, Ope, one of the people who helped Ghanaians to dupe us, obi to say, Sankoma. In 2022, Kanofori Atta na lawyer, Sankoma. Do you know? Do you know? Na Kanofori Atta lawyer, Sankoma. Sankoma mne Kofori Atta mo ba yo. Ope criminals, Ghana legal system no. Ope omo say Ghana legal system. Lawyers omo to Sankoma. Sankoma is Ananankoma, one of the most corrupt lawyers in Ghana. A criminal. Anyway, me see in 2022. Almost started. Once and so started grant interviews. My mention now just me make us to be so. Me say Sankoma ni muntieno.
I'll tell you my interesting take on this and how this illustrates the very issue we are discussing. So you invited me onto this program as a Sankoma, a private legal practitioner. Then a question comes up about Ken Ofori Atta. Not only is he my friend, he is also I'm also one of his lawyers, personal lawyers.
Wow.
So at this stage, I am in a conflict of interest situation. I can give my professional technical advice, but the ethics of my profession will say, at this point, are you likely to give an answer that favors him because you are his friend? Then the issue of conflict will say, take yourself out of the situation. So we have a real life conflict of interest situation in this discussion, where I then must disclose that not only is he my friend, I'm also his lawyer. I've led him to court in a few situations. Right. And so the duty placed on me will be to disclose it and say, I cannot give an answer to that question because the answer I give might favor him because he's my friend and my client.
I get that. I understand.
And Kojo, what Ace just did actually goes back to the two steps I described.
Angelo, can you forget a lawyer? No. Ye Jimmy to do Ghana. We're cabal. There are criminals paraded in Ghana as we are panelists. We are what are they? Political insects. It's Sankoma. So the ethics of his job does not allow him to comment on Ken Ofori Atta's issue, how he's governing and the things he's doing in government because the same person was on TV talking about Namwan's case. And knowing said the people he was talking about, they had come to him to give a case to him say the client's case no cano. He pretended he didn't know anyway. Then we've seen an also Jimmy is Sankoma. Where we for and God will kill all of them one Yankupombe Kuomo and Omu will bear time. They will die like pigs because of the pain they have inflicted on people indirectly. The likes of a Sankoma and a Sanko from Makano. They would die like pigs. Because you see, they hid behind politics and told Ghanaians that we don't do politics. And they connived with these criminals to destroy this nation. A Sankoma. Niba bebre amotega na munim say Sankoma or Ken Ofori Atta lawyer. Enti na MPP bar power is Sankoma stop coming on radio. We jai TV soba. Why? Because his clients were running the country and paying him. On some free power, was starting granting interview. That's how they are. Now I'm just see a Jimmy. Jimmy chamo. Now can I say another diabolic guy? On you may be the say, oh, this is an issue, I can speak on it. On the review on Bibia. He has knowledge on everything. And bad draws could him say can I Zoom Lion. Metro TV on that board is on a board chair. Yetiane Kawaso. He takes money. Paul Adomo Chebo Kron didn't quite wanka. He still keeps Paul on TV. Can I be? Okay, before crying or idea about before Waira. They created an someone punching and bones say he's empty. Another hypocritical political insect. He is on the Ghana Minds and Energy DN Edaso. And Australia no can and I got say Obwa on the bigger mining firms no air partners. Can I be no credibility? Kenashibe, no credibility. Only credibility one. But almost one of my chebi, no matter to womansa, no much way, these are all criminal. They are cartels, political insects. A topic they have an idea. A chair can see before her or idea. And check us about way, Sabio, when you miscarriage or idea. Galamsa way to or idea. Yakas away Jimmy or idea be muso rangasa huna. Nini pabaya. I say more. Our idea be biamu. They speak on everything. They are master of everything. They are intellectually sound on everything. They have learned than anybody. We mo nomodi Akufo Addo buy kwasiafo in ase Ghana. Now, or say, the time has come for every land that has been given out for Galamsey to be confiscated, reclaimed, restored, taken away from the chiefs and returned to the state. Or see, see idea. Omojai state of emergency. Omojai no. Normally, no piskaba amfa. When go for it, Tano mutio. Mahama about power on state of emergency. Mama is sky and tiasia. No. They will come together and say, this one there, the agenda is that if we are not paid, we will not stop. State of emergency agenda. No. The government has to make sure right now, state of emergency. And then nobody mind them. Naimos is working. Right now we see every single day. Naimos Juma, we see the work they are doing. Now they have moved from there. Asama Kanashibe can say, see, and Asasibe Galamse or Subiano, a binding J, every or hidden in sim, and I say, Quasantimema Yas, Otumfo Yas Asibia. Yako, a ye, a buakwa, a chimebuakwa, and a sanka, I am fully homeless. Sasania Canada, and then Cabas and Timema go to for Casas and one pack. Because I know, say, Ashanti regional, as I say, Otumfo control, do dwelling in Egala also. It's all chess or two was in your band, but you just have a penny. Me say, is that can I say, as I see Galamse or Subiana as a buying J, now buying reclaim, now buying and restore assassin, now buying and taking over assassin and free iron for all. Can I be or Chanafoka go come to catch your two for say, why did they say, a buying and just as Sibia Gala or Suntia, as I say, was Antimemo or two for a Shana Sibiano, a buying J, but just what two for the Gajo or dying. Massa, Yapon, Yabasaba or China, it's exactly a year 7:43 p.m. Yatna TV so, radio so, Facebook for 3 hours 45 minutes. Nobody can break this record. You can't. At this point. We'll meet tomorrow. We will discuss Ghana. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. Have a wonderful night. Abuache. Gigim.
Yo! We are best fishermen. No, no answer mine. Abuache. You will for Belgium, it was two Belgium, why round, it was for Belgium, why oil? Why round? 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 Every papa no, what one is the motto? 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 Why round? Why oil? Why round? I want it. Original. Yo, we are best fishermen. No answer mine. I watch it. You will for Belgium, it was Belgium, it was two Belgium, why oil? Why round? Why oil? Why round? Why oil? Why round? Why oil? Super why round? It was for Belgium, it was Belgium, Belgium fan, ewo duwa Belgium fan, Belgium fan, Belgium fan, ewo duwa Belgium fan, Belgium fan, Belgium fan. Why you yell? Why drangwa? 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 Every papa no, what one is the motto? 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 Why drangwa? Why